Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
Cause I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Just got to make sure the mics are hot. Good evening, guys. Red Cup Tech Talk, Mac McAdams, Mark Hayes. I think if anybody's tuning into this, they know who we are, whether they like us or they don't. Welcome to another episode with us. We're going to talk about the World Series of Pro Mod. I think that's the hot lick. If anybody has a door car or anybody likes anything to do with drag racing, it is pretty much all about this past weekend. And I got to tell you, Mark, the numbers and the separation, we were just going over some of the stats of the numbers these guys dropped and guys and gals that went down there and really showed out. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's I guess so. It's Wes Buck that
Wes
runs
Buck,
that.
yep.
He put together a hell of a set of rules there to get everybody to run
Parity.
that close. 32 cars.
Yeah.
Within,
60 realistically, but yeah, 32.
Right, but
yeah.
I mean the qualified field of 32 that are within 0.066.
Yeah.
0.06 folks out there. 06, not 0.6, not 6/10,
Yeah.
600ths.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. The spread was, I think Mickey was 359 with an 8.
Yeah.
And Mike Bowman, former winner down there, was 366 with a 4.
Yeah.
And that's number 32. Everybody else was, I mean, if you couldn't run, most of the folks, the average was 60, I think like 62, 63 is where everybody was kind of bunched up.
I think once they planed out, yeah, that's where it was. I mean, there was a sea of 66s throughout most of the qualifying. Everything that I was watching, Flow Racing and NC Pro Modder, thank you for all the coverage, because unfortunately we're back here thrashing, trying to get our stuff right. Not that we would even be there by any stretch of imagination, but yeah, the coverage, watching what these guys and gals were out there doing, flat impressive, including the Street Outlaw guys, like Chuck 55 and Mike Bowman, to really come, and also Swanstrom, man. A lot of people, I don't want to say a lot, some people in the drag racing world don't view those guys in a certain light, and I don't care, what they're doing, whether they're on a back street, a regular street, or on the drag strip. It's impressive what all those guys do. For them to come out in class racing and really show out, I was a fan.
It was pretty incredible to me. I mean, looking at the run sheet, and we'll put this up in a minute.
Yeah.
I think all the way back to, you didn't see a 70 until 48.
Wow.
Number 48 was John Vargas with a Nitro Century. 370 with a 2.
Yeah.
48 cars that fast.
That's flat incredible, and it also goes back to even the nitrous combination. I don't need to tell you guys, Jim Halsey, unbelievable what he does with a nitrous program. Also, along with
Fulton to the front. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, Fulton, obviously.
Yeah, let me go ahead and give my little DJ. Fulton to the front. Fulton to the front.
It's without a doubt impressive what Halsey and they're just, and Schweitzer, they're impressive, but so is Tommy Franklin, and even guys like Ricky Smith to go out there. I think I saw Ricky Smith go at 67 and didn't make the cut,
Right.
and
But the key, I don't know how many people looked at front splits, back splits, all that kind of stuff. But for Halsey to run, I think he ran an 18 out
Wow.
back.
Wow.
That's rolling for a nitrous car.
Yeah.
That's getting it.
Yeah. Yeah. But just like you mentioned earlier, though, the parity, as we look at, we printed out the rules on how they came up with the rules for the parity. And man, I got to tell you, whether it was Wes Buck or the powers that be, or he consulted people that, he could really confide in for knowledge, it's impeccable what they came up with.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go through all the NHR rules, but pretty much their rules from what we came up with, that they kind of based it somewhat around PDRA.
Okay.
I'm sure they had to adjust it to make it this close. So it looks like the PDRA rules are 40 for the nitrous cars, 40 to 50 pounds.
Okay.
I guess 911 to 959 was 50 pounds less there. So that's 2375. I think PDRA is 2425.
Okay.
So Halsey was probably at weight.
Right.
I'm going to guess he probably didn't want to upset the car and take that 50 out of there. Maybe he did. I don't know. But I mean, that's 50 pounds is still 50 pounds.
Yeah. Do you know by chance, is that his new car?
That's a new car.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, obviously, impeccable paint job, Chuck Buckler. I'm a huge fan of, so it's really hard to tell.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just hard to get down that light.
Yeah.
With an engine that's that heavy.
Yeah.
Titanium, he's got all the latest and greatest crap on there.
For sure.
Titanium and everything is carbon, and probably the lightweight. If Chuck painted it, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't paint in layers.
Right.
Everything is
as
taped
light as
off,
possible.
and instead of let me put down the black and then let me
Right.
put down orange. It's like the black goes here. That's all that's going.
That's it. Yes, sir.
And you're still hard to make that weight.
Yeah.
It's hard for my car was with the 855 in there. I don't know. It was 30.
Yeah.
30 to 40 overweight.
Over.
I don't have that much titanium, but surely
Yeah.
the crank is much bigger than 959, so it's gonna be heavier than what I have.
Yeah. The motor's going to be the motor. For
but
sure.
Which you can speak to the Pro Chargers, Roots, Screws, all that
Yeah,
kind of
man.
stuff.
You know, the parody even from a Roots, you know, and there was, and forgive me, I don't remember the fellow's name, but there was a competitive Roots car in the mix that I believe I saw go at 66. But even looking at all the C rotor rules, obviously that's the more high powered screw blower. 75% max without a lockup, 25-75, and then it just kind of goes up. So if you can make that weight, people ran 75%, but to me, juice wasn't worth the squeeze. I think I can't speak on 100% firsthand knowledge, but I think the majority was at 92% because you can weigh, 26.75 without a lockup. If you have a lockup, 27.25. And we're going to have a guest on here shortly that really can speak on that. And, being he was down there, qualified, really solid front running car, and world-renowned tuner in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to him coming on and really kind of shedding a whole lot of light that I can't speak on from that respect. But right down to Mickey. I mean, Mickey going out there going 59 with an 8, and the bump being so close. I mean, if that isn't parity and made for great side by side, and I'll be honest with you, Wes Buck to be hyping like he was on the starting line. I don't know how much you watched. I don't blame him. I mean, that's fruits of his labor.
Yeah, I think he reached in one of the cars.
Did he?
I forgot his name. It's a senior and a junior I used to race with in Northeast Pro Shootout. He was in there, reached in there and hit the purge button.
No kidding, really? I didn't see that.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You hit the wrong. Of course, those
Yeah.
cars don't have boom buttons on them, so
Right.
it's not like he's going to hit that.
Yeah.
But hell, he could have hit the damn ignition or anything.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool that he the way he was all into that. And then when there was downtime, I guess he must have ran up in the tower.
Oh wow.
And had something set up. That's what they showed on the little bit that was
Okay.
on Flow.
Yeah.
That he talked to Mike Carpenter about whatever.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
go back down to racing, probably when they were
Okay.
prepping the track or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you said, the fact that Jay Warren jumped in there,
Yeah.
probably saved the world because everybody's on fire, including me. When I woke up and like, where's the eliminations? What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jay. Awesome guy. NC Pro Modder.
Yeah.
Awesome dude. Personally know him, and his voice is meant for what he's doing too. He
Well,
does
plus the fact that he knows
everybody and everything.
everybody and everything. When even down to the bracket races. Oh man, he's out with the 2 and that kind of crap.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got all the
One thing I will also say with Jay, it wasn't last year; it was a year prior. We were at Piedmont in a shootout race in 460, and I believe that was a race you were there tuning a car. Jay actually came over to me and was like, "Hey man, tell me who's who in 460." And man, that really just tells you who's a really good announcer, media coverage person to really understand who's who, who's what, so on and so forth. So he put his time in and research in, just coming to educate a class he'd never even seen, and that was motorcycles. So we're not here to talk about motorcycles, this particular evening, but congratulations, Derek Ward, Jim Halsey. I know myself, I don't want to speak for Mark. Hometown guys that really are players no matter where they go. They just happen to be players in Florida. And Jim and I kind of shared a moment a couple of years ago when I won the Snowbirds, and he won. It was a U.S. Street, or no, it wasn't that. It wasn't the Street Nationals. It was their last race of the year. It was in December. He won. I don't even remember what the name of the actual race was. Snowbirds.
Snowbirds.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, Snowbirds. He won, and we kind of joked to say, man, we drove all the way to Florida to haul this money all the way back to Maryland. So, congratulations to Derek for doing that. Total sidebar, sportsmanship on both sides. It's my understanding that I believe Derek waited on Halsey to get to the final, and then Halsey had a starter issue, or Derek had a starter issue.
Pushed back.
Yeah, and he allowed him to push
there,
back.
Came back. So it's a lot of great sportsmanship out there.
Oh, it's incredible, man. Here locally and here lately, we can't get sportsmanship just to set up a race. So to see that in class racing, I just think, that's a huge difference. And I think it's awesome. And I think I don't speak for the entire DMV if that's not representing on an entire whole.
Yeah.
It's
pretty badass.
It's badass all the way around, right
Right.
down to Tommy Franklin, all these track owners. Thanks again, Jim Halsey, for continuing to keep Cecil County open and running so we have a place to race. Tommy Franklin, Judy Franklin, same thing at VMP. You guys are racers, and we have a place to race because you love the sport we love. Because we certainly, I can't speak for everybody, but I certainly don't have.
Shout out to the other local guys like the Browns and
yeah, for sure.
and Travis got in there.
Yeah, Travis got in. Yep.
Travis Harvey. I'm sure everybody
Yeah.
knows who he is. The Deckers.
Yeah.
Junior got in there. Senior didn't. We got Steve King here. Let's see if we can get him on board here. Switch the screens up here.
Bear with us a second, Steve.
Let me see if I can get you on there. Uh-oh. Steve, you muted yourself. You were on, and then you jumped off of there.
You with us, Steve?
And he's still on mute.
Shoot him a text. We're just trying to get Steve King on here live.
Uh-oh. Got ahead.
Oh, there we are.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Steve?
Uh-oh. You don't have sound. You have your sound off.
We can see you talking, Steve-O. I don't know if you can see us. Unmute it. I'm looking forward to talking to my boy.
Yeah, I'm seeing on this side. No, I didn't mute you. Hold on.
Now,
There we go. Now we got action. Hey, Steve.
Steve King.
Steve King.
hey man, I ain't real phone literate. I ain't real phone literate.
Hey, I'm not either, brother. Steve, I appreciate
What's happening, guys?
I appreciate you taking the time to call, man. I've been glued to your Facebook. I don't know who the female is on your team, but man, she's done a killer job in editing all your videos and keeping us abreast your entire weekend, man. Tell us a little bit about your weekend.
Oh wow, man! What a race that deal is down there. You go down there, you got to have your shit together.
Yeah, well, you did.
We just picked that car up Friday.
I know.
And unbelievable G-Force. John Slimmy, those guys, and of course my guy Jeff. Baddest guy down here. To go down there and run like that is really unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely incredible for you guys to pick up a brand new car, go out there. Did you guys start testing on Monday or Tuesday?
Is that well? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Is that car brand new, or is that updated the old one?
It's actually new. It's new for us. That's the old Dave Norris car, and it went back to G-Force and had all the updates done and everything. It's basically new, everything underneath. But yeah, it's Dave's old car. And
Okay.
wow. What a great piece, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Did Dave get out of Pro Mod?
Yeah, he kind of stepped back a little bit from what I hear, and obviously we know costs associated with this stuff has gotten out of control.
For sure. No, without a doubt, man. But for you guys to go down there, new to you, brand new car, obviously the Slemmies, I swear, man, I don't know if they got pixie dust or what they sprinkle, but one thing I'll honestly say, and I think you can attest to it, no matter who John and his brother are standing next to or behind, they get everything they give themselves. Is that fair for me to say?
100%. Look at Derek Ward, go down there and win the thing. That car is a 2006. It's the old Stawicki car, and that thing has been on a rail since he's gotten it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I'm super good friends with Leroy Dudney, his engine man. So we talk on the regular. And, he speaks, and I don't want to speak for Derek, but he speaks that Derek was really in love with the blue car that he's going to have repaired. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I'd repair shit. I'd be staying in that Firebird, keeping it moving, man. Would you?
100%.
Yeah, because that thing, dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm assuming with my ignorance that lockup, I don't know if you guys get a good look at your headlights, but when that thing goes 1-to-1, I don't even know. You got to just trust. It's like you're an exhibition and you're driving one of them wheelie fire trucks.
It's pretty insane. It's pretty cool, really, but it catches your attention when that thing locks up. I can tell you that. And our new car is actually 3-speed non-lockup for the weight brake.
Oh no shit!
And
weight brake. Okay, cool.
So, what do they consider fluid manipulation? Is that dumps that they consider that? Is a specific type of converter?
Yeah,
I saw that in the rules.
Yeah, some of those guys have got some stuff they're doing inside the transmission to manipulate how much fluid goes out to the converter and different stuff. I'm not super familiar with all of it, with the dumps and all that stuff. And I guess they can put more pressure into the converter to force it more like a lockup than a regular non-lockup.
Okay. So
Yeah, I
like
was
you,
I'm not a big
you-
computer, so don't take that to the bank. But that's what I think it is.
right. I just saw on the rules when I was typing all this up that they had 25 pounds that you had to add for fluid
Yep.
manipulation. So I'm going to guess it has to be something external because there's no way they can look inside the transmission and know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So
We all
so
know
did
how
you guys
crazy
run-
this stuff gotten.
Yeah. Did you guys run the 92% without the lock? So you were 2675?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. 2675. Yep.
Man, you know, back in Northeast Outlaw again, I'm talking about yesterday because I know that's forever ago. We were 2650 with the roots. So, you
Yep.
know, after driving Flamhawk's car, because all I can do is talk about yesterday and from those respects, I just don't know that. Fuck a roots blower, man. You know, for me with a
Yeah.
screw and that power, I love it. Would you agree?
Yeah, you can't even compare them. It's unbelievable what that screw blower will do. It's like the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. So where did you fall in the qualifying sheet? I know you were number 2 after the first or second session. I know that slid down a little bit. Right?
We fell down all the way to 17th because we didn't run great. We kind of stayed the same in the night session, and 15 cars picked up in the night session.
Gotcha.
So, but during the daytime, we was in the top 3 cars day session, so felt very good with our chances going into Sunday.
Yeah. What happened on Sunday? Forgive my ignorance and tell the viewers that don't know.
We just missed it. Went out there trying to run 64, 65. Everybody was running 68, 69, and the track just didn't hold it.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
So,
you didn't have any
huge.
carnage? You didn't have any carnage or anything over the weekend?
No carnage on Sunday whatsoever. Did hurt the motor pretty bad there Saturday during the day. The daytime session blew the blower off of it a little bit. But that these cars are running so hard, it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Right.
you're walking that tightrope, and if that's one thing I can tell the viewers, I know I don't need to tell you. You and Jeff, man, y'all borderline can build a fucking whole car at the racetrack, because I can,
Between rounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can attest to you and Jeff and your entire crew, and I'm forever in debt. You guys are the reason I even did somewhat well in that tiny little pocket of 5 years. Because, if I didn't have parts, which I like to think I had a lot of parts, man, you were over there just gifting and giving and so willing to help, man. And, that's huge. And you guys are awesome. I think it's great. I've never met the fella that bought your whole program. I remember when that was all going down, that I just think you guys have minced and molded. And I watched I don't know who puts the videos together when Savage is talking shit. I think that kind of shit is funny too. And I think it's cool that you were trading in T-shirts. How did that come about?
That's Gene. Gene, the owner, man. He loves stirring the internet up. He loves stirring them other guys up. We got a race car now, so there's probably going to be a whole lot more of it.
Did you see that? What
No,
happened?
I didn't see it.
You tell him, Steve. You tell the viewers and the
I didn't see that
listeners
part.
about the T-shirts.
Oh yeah, well he put the video out in the car talking if you have a Stevie Fast or a Swanstrom T-shirt, bring it through and he'll give you a free one. Trade yours in,
Literally,
get a free shirt. So
That's not a shot,
it
that's
just
a foul. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
yeah, he
Yeah,
loves
that's
that
good
stuff.
stuff.
That's Gene. Gene loves stirring it up, and we just haven't had a race car to be able to stir the pot that much, even though we did a little bit, But if you don't have a car, you can't talk the talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, you guys have always been there. As far as consistency goes, obviously everyone wants consistency, but you guys have always been lighting the boards up, shocking, especially even going with Gene and doing that whole program. So the fact that, you're the right guy for that shit talking. You're being quiet now for some reason. I have one.
I need a few more beers.
Yeah. I can distinctly remember shit talking time with you and making fun of my tuner at the time for his box wine and talking about wait till your wife gets pregnant. I mean, you and I, it sucks that I got out because it was, when I say got out at a particular time, man, we were going to be a lot of trouble. And one of my fondest memories, and I'll leave the crew, and I don't know if you remember this, I'll leave the aforementioned crew unmentioned. But do you remember the group of fellas that were taking a hose shower at MIR while you and I were playing cornhole and we're getting all fucked up? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Literally a whole Pro Mod crew was showering together at the side of MIR's utility building with the
Yep.
I swear to God. Like they pulled the light,
Yep.
was, like the sun was still up. We were like, what in the actual fuck is happening right now?
Hosing each other.
Hosing, well, they were hosing themselves, so it didn't look
Yep.
like a White Snake video, but we were
Right.
like,
I was gonna say, what
right,
kind of
you're here with a fucking pro mod. No one has a shower. I mean, I appreciate the
Right.
bathe, but
right?
I don't know that I would do it. That kind
They
of
held the towel up, man. They held the towel up. They was good.
we fondest memories hanging out.
Guys, you got to have this. You know, you got to have it in this racing world, even the grudge world. You know, you got to have the rivalries. You have to have that. And the shit talking and it gets people involved. And you know, Gene's daughter does these videos and stuff, and
Okay, so that's
it's
Gene's daughter. Okay.
yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, I'm not a Facebooker. I'm not. I mean, I do a lot of look, but
Sure.
you know, you do that Instagram. You know, I mean, social media is so big that it brings in so many more people
Yeah.
to the racetrack.
Well, that's kind of what, you know, how we've even evolved to doing what we're doing here right now. It's like, you know, hey, just trying to pass time. And, you know, we're in a standpoint, I don't want to speak for Mark, but his car, we're kind of dabbling in the grudge world. And I'm fortunate enough, I'm driving his car. So just to be in that conversation, I'm grateful for. But man, Steve, you want to talk about a whole nother world. I'm into shit talking like you are. But man, it's like it's okay until it's not okay, and then it's like,
Yes,
oh, okay,
that is
that's
right.
fine. You know,
I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, like right now, I'm living the dream. I feel like John Force. I mean, I got Gene Pilot. You know, I got Jeff Miller. I got Salemis. I got all these guys. I got like the whole brain trust, and I'm just a dud sitting here to the side. You know.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I had a good moment with John Salemi when I was driving Flamehawk's car. First pass, I went 372, 202, and I was 150 on the tree because I wanted to do fundamentals, you know. And for me, Steve,
sure.
you know, right trans braking, my right thumb doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing. This guy gave me a bunch of grief. Like, you want the fucking trans brake on your left hand? I'm like, dude, this finger's been fucking people up for 30 years on a bike and cars and all that. So, you know, here I am in Flamehawk's car, and he's even got it on like a tower over to the right. Yeah. So my right hand's going, what in the fuck are we doing? So the next pass, I was trying to better that 150 tree because I'm like, okay, this car is a dream. And man, like now it's time to get right for race day. Well, I went up there and fucking mad at the gas before I had the trans brake and just chooched myself. I knew 40 feet out just lift because all the timers are off, you know? Like anything with the tune-up is out in left field. So I lifted and I caught Flamhawk's version of a tongue lashing down. He goes, what the fuck happened? You know, and he's saying all that. I'm like, look, dude, you're going to look at the race back and you're going to see that I'm a dumbass. So I'm just going to tell you. Right. So I'm up in the stands having a moment to myself, just watching nothing. Whatever cars were going down. And John comes up and he goes, hey, man. I was like, what's up, dude? You know, and John and I are cool. Don't get me wrong. And he goes, you mad at the gas for you had the trans brake, didn't you? And I go, yep. And he goes, you'll get it. I said, dude, I'm an ass clown. Like, I'm down here like a total clown. This was in 19. He goes, dude, you'll be fine. And next pass, I went 66. So, you know, that's the thing. John and me and Leroy talk on the regular about John and you know, what he's done for your program, Pilot's program, and Derek Ward's, and many, many others. I'm a huge fan. I know if I had a screw-blown car, he'd be the guy right there with me. He's that much of a badass.
Those guys live, eat, and sleep that stuff. I mean, we live, eat, and sleep it, but they really live, eat, and sleep it 7 days a week.
Yeah.
You know,
the only thing he fits in time for is to play his guitar or playing a band or some shit. Other than that, you know, you're right.
Yep.
He's 24/7.
Yep.
I love drag racing. I just don't know that I love it that much. But, you know, I was bummed.
Yep.
Can you shed a little light why Melly didn't make it in? Yeah, sorry.
I mean, I don't know the whole scenario up there, right? We was down on our stuff, and I'm sure they just they had a couple little gremlins that snuck up, and then, I mean, you guys know, I mean, you get behind, even in testing, you lose 1 or 2 runs over something stupid. Now you're behind trying to catch up, you know, on your win data. And they're very focused on the PDRA, right? So that race, even though it's a big race, they're trying to get their stuff right for. I mean, we're both going to PDRA with them.
Oh, okay.
You know, we're going to run that whole deal with those guys so that 2 cars, 2 sets of data. You know, trying to run with those Proline cars, man, you got to get your stuff together.
So
Yeah.
you're not going to do Northeast with John anymore? Are you done with that for this?
We may run one or two races, maybe, but basically Gene is committed to the full PDRA circuit.
That's
Okay.
awesome. Good for you guys, man.
So is that the combination
Yep.
basically to run? Is the screw at 92%? Is that basically
Yeah,
what most
yeah,
guys
I mean-
down there ran? I mean, like you were
For-
saying,
for-
I'm guessing nobody.
Yeah, for our deer,
One person.
yeah, I mean, with John and them, obviously that's what they do, you know. So that's where we're at, and I mean, their result for their car speaks for themselves.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a hell of a
you know,
blueprint.
the- I mean, the pro-
Who was the fella? I saw one.
Yeah, the
fella
pro-
with the Roots. Did you see the one Roots?
The
car?
Pro Chargers are fast too.
Oh, ain't no doubt. But they just don't live. Is that fair to say? That's why everyone's going back to the screw.
Well, yeah, it's got a little there, you know, but I mean, Jason Harris won the championship last year over there with the Pro Charger, and he's a badass. And
He is.
that Pro Boost category, from talking to guys down there, is going to be insane. I think Gallups going to have 30 cars trying to get into Pro Boost. It's going to be insane.
Wow. Okay, and that's the first PDRA race is Galat or Gallat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
April 3rd, right? It's first week
Is
in
it
April.
April 3rd? Is that the correct date?
Yep.
Steve?
Correct. Like 3 weeks or so, something like that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and, I mean, even the nitrous guys, I mean, great. You know, Franklin out there running low 60s. You know, Halsey goes 60 flat. I mean,
I know.
unbelievable what they're
That's
doing.
why we're in grudge.
Right. So let me ask you this: since you were 65 over what you're going to run in PDRA, how much of a difference is that going to make, or do you leave the weight in there because the car's set up for that? I would think 65 pounds is
it's-
out of there.
The weight will be out. I promise you that. If we're going to be right at minimum weight, just like if you're going to run up front, you better be just like everyone else, or you're going to get left behind. So,
Right.
I mean,
So you're probably
Well,
so you're trying to take it out so the balance stays the same. The weight just drops.
correct. Yep. The car worked very well down there, so they'll just keep the balance the same and drop that out. And we'll be down there to make some hits, probably starting on whatever day they start, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day they start, and try to get a head start on it. You know, those test laps they allow. I mean, if you can get a couple good runs in, the data's invaluable.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let me ask you this then. So since that whole, let's go back to this over here. Most of the cars there were boosted cars, and they're all running in the mid 60s. You drop 65 off there in the same air. Where does that
Yep.
put you guys? 61?
I mean, obviously depends on the weather conditions, obviously, but I mean, last year those guys, I mean, at Gallup last year, what was it was 57, 58, wasn't they?
Were they that quick?
I
I don't know. I didn't know if they ran that many 50s last year, but maybe so. I don't know.
You probably know way
I
more
figured
than
you
us,
had
Steve.
probably at least 3 to 4 numbers just with the weight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way I see it, if the air is good, it's going to be 58 to 62
Good
Okay.
gracious.
is where you're going to have to be.
Now, can I ask you this, Steve? Do you guys carry 2, 3 motors?
3.
Okay, you got 3, and obviously you guys can rebuild the fucking thing while somebody has lunch. I've seen that personally. You know.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
you know, just for myself and anybody else, I used to carry 2 Roots blowers. You have to carry spare blowers with the C screw?
We carry them, but it's kind of like the fuel car thing. They don't want to change the blower out because it may change the boost level and change your fuel curve, and so they don't really. If it doesn't really hurt the blower, you try to keep the same blower on the car. If not, you need a run or two to try to get the fuel curve back right.
Yeah. Now, given these numbers, which, you know, I've been a 66, and that's like talking about what, you know, I feel like Al Bundy when I talk about it, you know, it's like, given those times, what's the life expectancy of a belt? You guys change belts every 2, 3 runs, or just keep an eye on it?
You know, we normally run these things 10, 15 runs,
Wow.
but
Okay.
you know, Gene's big on come qualifying, we put a new belt on. Come race day, we put a new belt on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gene don't like taking any chances.
Yeah, and Gene's a long-time racer, right? Himself?
Yeah, he's raced a lot. You know, motorcycles. He's raced a little bit of everything.
Okay. Has he ever taken a trip?
great
with your
guy.
cars? When they bought y'all's car, your Camaro back in the day, it was a Camaro, right? A Haas Camaro that
Correct.
you bought originally. Did he ever take a spin in it, do a burnout?
He did a burnout and dropped the hammer one time. I don't think he really wanted to, but he did. And
I love
you know, we had a few problems, and you know, that's a big bomb sitting out in front of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Where was the problem
And-
between the seat and the steering wheel?
Well,
Stuck in that seat and said, "Oh,
let's
damn, you go ahead and do this."
Yeah.
let's just say it caught his attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this. Obviously, our boy Jeff, which Jeff Miller, awesome guy too. Hi, Jeff, if you're watching, probably aren't. But when was the last time Jeff got in a car? Has he ever had a desire to get in the car and do the same?
You know, he's talked about, you know, making a rip in it, you know, when I had to lock up in 5-speed, and I've been trying to coax him in there, but he's like, nope, if I do that, it's going to be bad news. So he just kind of, we all know how this is like a big drug. So he just kind of, he stays on the outside. You know, he's my guy. I don't race without him. You know, he does everything.
Yeah, no, you guys have been a hell of a team. I mean, how long you guys been a team? 15 years or longer?
Shit, 25, dude. He hooked up with me back in 2000 when I had the Viper and drove my car because, hell, I thought it was going to be easy and didn't realize all the work these things were, you know.
Damn. You know,
He's
forgive me from the timeline. I think it was it 2 years ago I saw the 57 back online for sale? It went out to Texas or something?
yeah. He sold that thing. You know, that thing came from the old Viper.
Yeah.
The Viper days, and we he did front half and back half, and put the 57 on it and run it for a while. And
Yeah.
you know, Jeff got to the point he's like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this and spending money, and you know, Jeff's gotten older. We all gotten older. You know, things change.
Yeah, 100%. I think you and I were speaking about the same kind of outing. I unfortunately just didn't sell it to where I could have my cake and eat it too. And you know, I
Right.
think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. It's worked out for you guys because you guys really, including all. And forgive me, I don't remember all your team members. And I saw them. I saw a couple of fellas that I recognize. I don't remember their names, but you guys gel. It's a whole lot of fun. You guys are, in my opinion, from what little bit of 5 years of car racing and now back with Mark, there isn't too much fun in car racing. Not in your pit. It's a whole lot of fun. Just like I try to
There's
make
a lot of
everything I'm
work.
doing. Yeah, there's a
But
lot
there's
of
a
work.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
You still find
It has,
fun.
you know, we try to have, you know, I don't know, you know, for years we did a lot of wild stuff for sure and raced, and things have changed. And I'm saying it for the better. You know, we've all gotten a little older, but also the big thing you got to remember, we got a man spend a lot of money, and obviously the price of racing has went way up.
Absolutely.
And we even down there at this race here, people come over and they're like, dude, your lights are out at 9:30. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, we're in bed.
Damn.
Right. So things have changed a little bit in our camp compared to the old days. I mean, Gene's a guy like second place don't exist in his eyes.
Well, that's cool. That's
He's
cool.
like, we're here to win, period.
Yeah. Well, if you got a guy like that that's calling the shots and footing the bill, so to speak, I mean, that's, you know, he's going to give you all the tools. You just have to know how to use them. And he found the right couple of guys
Yep.
who know how to use them. And you sprinkle that with Salemi. Man, dude, I'm a total fan. And, you know, and it's really cool to, like, you know, locally here, Ken Keir, his race shop had Derek Ward's car in there when he had originally bought it, and they had to make some changes to it. And, you know, I got to walk in and see it firsthand. And I'm like, wow, this car is this old? Well, this ought to be interesting. And sure enough, if Salemi and it's my understanding, I don't want to speak for them, but just a little bit of rear steer they had to put in it. It was what Leroy was telling me, because, you know, Leroy and I talk probably every 2-3 weeks. I love that old man, you know, and he's like, when we go back racing, I'm like, well, you know, you can play the lottery, because I can't, you know, back then I was on a different level, and I damn sure am not on that level to come even out there. And you watch these kind of numbers, Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
I can tell you this. I can tell you this honestly.
Mhm.
This car here is the best car I've ever sat in.
Okay. Can you?
It looks
just
a lot more stable than the other one, the other vet.
It was, and not knocking any chassis builders, any of them, you know, but this car, I mean, it's as smooth and as nice a car that I've ever sat in, ever,
Wow.
bar any of them.
Yeah, you've driven a stack and different chassis builders and so on and so forth.
Yep. It's unbelievable how much more confidence when you're in the driver's seat. And the first burnout I did, I came back and actually physically went to Jim Salemi and shook his hand and said, I cannot believe this.
Wow. That's awesome, man. So that, for me and the viewers, I'm kind of like, damn, same car, same color. Because that's what you see on the face. I know the
Right.
chassis is not the same.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Or
Yep.
I thought it was the same car. You had it updated
No.
and painted it a little different, put stripes on it. I couldn't find
Yep.
a brand new picture with the stripes and stuff on it.
Yeah, that's why the old picture's up, if you can see what we have up there. So, I was like, man, to me, if I'm going to make a monumental change, I'm changing at least the color. But if Gene likes that color and the satin,
That's Gene's color, man.
Hey, he's called
Candy tangerine, man. That's Gene Pilot.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. How's the visibility in that car? Is it good? As far as
It's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem. Front end up, I can still see the racetrack. I mean, you sit kind of high in the car, a little different than some of the other cars, the way they do them, and it's perfectly fine. John, we run the thing with the wheels up. Obviously, you guys know that, and
I know, and that's
I mean, when the
what
button comes off,
no, and I had, I think, my night qualifier, the first qualifier, because again, I'm sounding like Al Bundy, but I'm sorry, I'm going to reference me, but I kind of got, it was funny, a Swedish tongue lashing from Flamhawk, because here we are, we're two pairs are ready to roll the corner. I'm cinched in the car. You know how it is, man, dude. Even back when I drove, I'm not a fucking tuner. This guy, don't tell me anything. I'm doing my job, So all of a sudden the door opens and a laptop hits the roof, and I'm like, oh shit, and I literally, Derek opens the door. I was like, what's he doing? He goes, he said more power is all he said. So this car goes out there and it makes it 300 foot, and that fucking thing went so high, Steve. I've never driven a car with a lockup, but I'm just going to tell you, this felt like a fucking lockup because I couldn't see. And no disrespect to Bradenton, the track is dimly lit. I couldn't see the track anymore, so I started staring at the blower, and the blower kept going towards the wall. And I'm like, okay, this isn't good. So I'm done with the fucking throttle. It slams down. I almost hit the wall in my mind. It ends up breaking the front wheels because it was carrying, one of the front wheels cracked. It was carrying the wheels so high.
Oh, wow.
I shoot over to the center line. I'm throwing the chutes. I'm just doing everything. Like, make this stop. I qualified, I think, with a 387, like 150 miles an hour. And the first thing I get down there is Flamhawk, and I'm not going to insult him with his accent, but, well, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I did it anyway, And I go, yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? I couldn't see shit. It was like driving with blindfolds on. And he goes, why you whop the gas? Why you whop the gas again? I said, dude, when it slammed down, my leg went down on the throttle. I'm just trying to make it stop. Right. He was like, okay, we're good. I'm like, we're good. Get in the car the next time you pull that shit. I literally said to him, I said, Adam, how fucking fast were you trying to go? He's like, 57, 58. I'm like, what the fuck? Because going into that 4 years prior, I've been at 87. So all I know was like, I thought we were going to like Mars or some shit.
Right.
So dude, I think what a lot of people can't speak on, and I know you can, Steve, and it's probably old hat to you by now, but the G's and the amount of physical abuse you're going through among the other 60 people that are doing that, you probably feel like you got dragged home. Is that fair to say, your body?
You do, and the tires shake, every once in a while we all miss the tune up or whatever, and for whatever reason they shake and beat the dog shit out of you.
So I don't know if you can tell this or not, but so what does that thing pull early in the run? I mean, you probably what kind of sixes does that thing run? 920s, 915, 930?
Yeah, you got to be 920, 920 down there, 930s, 920s. We get to Galley, they should run 9.0s.
Right, and that's what, like 3.6, 3.5 on the G meter.
Yeah, like 3.4. Okay. 3.4. So it's a different feeling. This non lockup's a little different. You drop the hammer and it's a lot of RPM and running out through there. But that lockup, boy, just like Mac was talking, that lockup grabs a hold of it and jerks the front end up in the air, and that Liberty starts banging gears, and that's a totally different feel in the car.
Right.
My hat's off. If I had a hat, I'd take it off. My hat's off to you, Melanie, everybody else. I mean, do you guys see yourself staying with this new package? You see yourself staying away from the lockup, or you might go back to it?
Right now, we're gonna run the same, so both cars are identical, hopefully, and
Okay.
you know, John can use that as a tuning window to help both cars, right?
Yeah, John's a bad man. He's probably home right now with some sort of graph figuring out shit and all that.
Oh yeah.
I tell you, man,
Yep.
it's impressive. I've never spoken to Jim, but so is Jim more the chassis guy? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, Jim builds the cars. He does just a little bit of everything. You know, he does it all. He's kind of him and Jeff are very similar. You know, they ain't nothing on the car they can't fix.
That's awesome.
You know that I'm so used to racing with Jeff so much. You know, if the car is broke, Jeff just says move out the way and it's fixed when I go back up.
So
Right.
these days, they're all as a collective whole, they're making your job to just focus on driving.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, if you had told me I have something like this going on where I got Jeff, John, Jim, you know, John's boy Evan, and then my guy. I mean, how many guys out there has this opportunity? That I mean, it's pure luck. I mean, for me, and God, I'm blessed. You know, I don't know what else to say.
I appreciate you saying that, Steve, but it's not. Gene obviously saw it isn't pure luck. You guys are in the predicament you're at that for him to even want to buy your car, much less retain you guys and move forward. That's a hell of a. So I appreciate you being humble, but no, I would see the same thing. If I was a guy going, hey, I want to go run Pro Mod, I need a fucking team that's going to do it all, and I'm going to be the money man. You guys would be top flight, in my opinion, only by watching you guys at the racetrack, just like him. And you probably don't know back in that time towards the end when I had BB, because I'm not going to give him the justice of saying his name. He didn't know shit about 4Link, so he told me that forthcoming, and this guy's that's what his strong suit was. So instantly I asked him, would you come and just stand here and I'll pay you to stand here if something has to be changed? And then, funny memory we have, he's like, let me show you how easy this is. It isn't about the act, it's about the knowledge. Yeah, it might be easy to screw a spring 3 screws this way or move a bar for rear steer this way. Yeah, the actual act is, but not the knowledge to make that call to make that. So, you guys as a collective whole, man, you're a championship waiting to happen on a big scale. I really believe it. And it sounds like, from what you're saying, you're right there, right?
Oh, I mean, we should be able to run. I mean, now I feel like the pressure's on me, right? I got everything else now. I got to perform, right? You got to get up there. I mean, the last few years have been rough. I've been running over cones. I was looking in the mirror like I think it's me, but I've been blowing cones over like no tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't scared. I take it with the. I ain't the smartest guy in the book. I don't like letting off when I'm in front. Anybody's raced me knows that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Well, you're always a hammer on the tree too. So if anyone's not bringing the heat up there, and and I'm huge on, and I've told Mark this with our new venture, me driving his car. It's my job. Once the car is running, I'm gonna manipulate and do certain things to really bang the tree and do my fucking job. And I love. Thank you, sweetheart. I love that pressure, Steve. I always have, and I think you do too.
Oh yeah.
You're definitely a player, man. Going 25 years back with Jeff and John and them now, man. It's I'm a huge fan. I am happy. Sidebar. I'm happy for Derek. I know he's been through a bunch of shit.
100%.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And to see Jim there with a nitrous car, man, that just smacks anybody else with a nitrous car to say you can't be competitive. But
yeah, that's crazy. They go out there and run well.
Yeah, they did well, but I think it came, at a cost, obviously, tearing things.
Oh, 100%. But we go back to that. Everybody, we talk about nitrous guys blowing up, but I'm telling you right now, there ain't nobody. Pro Charger, Screw Blower, everybody, they're getting motors left and right because they're just, you can't leave anything on the table. I don't care what combo you're running. You better not leave it on there because the guy beside of you ain't going to leave it on there.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Coming from not good to hear in that way, but I mean, everybody thinks that nitrous cars, you're burning pistols up all the time. You need a blower, you need a Pro Charger, but they tear up too.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are knocking bearings out, and if you knock a bearing out, and I guess that's when it runs lean or whatever, and then then you knock a rod out, and
Yep.
you windowed the block, and here we go, got another short block we got to put in there.
Yep.
It's that
Gene
kind of
Pilot
stuff.
says if Gene says if it don't burn a piston, you didn't run it hard enough. You left too much on the table.
Oh,
Holy shit,
Oh,
that's
no,
a good
man.
boss.
Man,
You know what I mean? That's just how Gene wants to run it. He's like, you didn't burn it up. What the hell? You left too much on the table.
That's awesome, man.
man.
Damn.
Phew.
Does
Yeah.
Gene want to?
You know, he I can tell you right now, Gene Pilot, his motto is, I want the baddest car on the planet, period.
Right.
That's awesome.
I don't care. And that's just how he operates his business. That's how he operates his life. There's second place don't mean nothing, he said.
That's awesome, man. So you guys, your relationship with Gene is what, 7, 8 years strong now?
Yeah, 7, 8 years, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, what else can you ask for? Like me, I run over all the cones I did. You know, I got the nickname Cone Crusher, whatever, but because I'm stupid. And
Who
hold
gave
it.
it to you? Yourself or Jeff?
Oh, everyone, you know, they just lay. You know, it is what it is. I was, you know, I'm a bit of a cowboy behind the wheel, and I look over it. I'm in front, and I keep thinking, well, the front end's going to sit down. It's going to sit down, and then it don't. And bang. And, you know, I paid for a few front ends. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but you've got I think your whole driving dynamic is going to change with what you have now, because now it's not doing all that craziness. Now you don't have to worry. You know, when you're not worried about that, you can be much calmer in the car. If you're not much calmer in the car, you were already good on the tree anyway. So, I mean, you can sit in there like I used to do and just, oh, man, we ready to go? Okay, well, come on. Get out the way. Everybody move out the way. I'm ready to go. Right. You know, and if you don't have to worry about, is it going to go down and not stand up and cross the center line, and you're just making laps, you can't do anything.
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's a good feeling.
Absolutely. And I mean, looking at the car this weekend, that's why I was like, whatever they did to the old car, that thing, you know, that ain't just a paint job. That thing is on a rail, you know, compared to, and maybe a lot of that might just be the lockup and it's standing up in the middle of the track when you're on a good one. And then, you know, you touch the wheelie bar and it's going one way or another, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we tried a lot of different things, and you know, for whatever reason, but I can tell you, this car here is bad to the bone.
That's awesome.
Period. It drives smooth. Everything. It is, and you know, I got everything there to win. Now I just got to do my job. You know, I mean, when you got the Salemis, and I got Jeff there and Gene, now I'm really looking in the mirror now, like, man, you better step your game up.
You're gonna be fine, dude. I'll be honest with you, man. That's, again, it sounds like I'm just over here swinging on your nuts. Hopefully they're shaven all the way. You know.
There we go.
Yeah, Lord have mercy.
I am, Steve, but I'm a clown. But you know, the multitude and all that, like you just said, the team, the aspect, the driver, you know, you can have the biggest balls, all the know-how, but if you don't have the fundage, you don't have the backer, and you don't have an owner like Gene that's willing to really go all in like that, it's all futile. So I think it's all coming together, man. It sucks that it's taken, you know, where you guys are at this point, but I've always considered you a player. When you guys were running quarter mile and dropping them, what's the fastest you've been in a quarter? 50 something?
I went 50. No, I went 60 flat with a 1 at 261.
I thought you went 58.
They kept putting 50 pounds on us. 50 pounds, 50 pounds, 50 pounds every race. You know what I mean?
Well, John took a bunch of weight off you guys this year. I think what I just looked at.
Now.
But I mean, I mean, this year's rules compared to last year's, I think he took like 50 or 75 off of the blown combination.
Yeah, I mean, 8th mile right now, you should be able to run. I mean, if the weather's correct, they're going to run 50 something in the 8th, and quarter mile. To be honest with you, right now, I mean, really, you should be able to go out there and go 540s at about 268 or 270 probably.
So do you think,
with the technology changes and stuff?
Let's just say you knocked all the weight out of it, turned it up, you did the Gene Pilot and said, hey, man, you know, you're going to get this damn record. Blow it up, be damned. Do you think you could run with Mickey out there? Or I
don't know, man.
What's that dude's name?
With Carl and those guys. But
I
don't think I can. I don't think we can. You know, Carl knows that deal, whatever they figured out, they've got some power, you know,
And he let off
And-
early. I mean, that's top
Said it
alcohol
was-
dragster
He
crap.
said it was buckling the
Yeah.
the
I,
windshield.
and I don't even want to sound like a sissy,
Yeah.
but I'm being quite honest. I don't know if I want to go that fast, and I would never said that 10 years ago.
Yeah, but hey, that's age there. They sent me back to tell you
Right.
from the old folks home over here. Just
Yes,
you gotta
sir.
figure how long ago was it when we were going 230? That was enough for me. I'm
Correct.
like, God damn, I'm closing the road up pretty quick here. I'm glad they're going to
Yes,
8
sir.
miles.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now you're going
It's a
260,
difference.
270?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I don't even know what 280, 290, whatever them guys are going, what it would be. I mean, I know what 260. I mean, it's. I mean, I told Jeff. Jeff laughed at me. I said, "Dude, it's like Star Trek."
Right.
I mean, it's like warp speed, Scotty, and there's shit going by quick.
Yeah,
Right.
squinting your eyes and 1,000 foot, you're wondering the thing's sashaying, you're just letting it do whatever it's. I've been 241, and that ain't shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
that isn't shit down there.
So I'm over here with the Toyota. That's what you're saying?
Prius.
You got the vet. You
It's
got
a
the
Prius.
vet. He's got the Lamborghini here. I got some. Yeah, Prius. I got some little electric shit over here.
Nah,
Hybrid.
man.
It's really crazy. And the other thing is, you got to stop that thing.
Right.
Yeah, no, and
You
you
know,
know,
that's-
and I said, and maybe I'm just giving you my personal take, Steve. Slowing down was sketchier in a quarter mile than the acceleration. The 3.5 Gs, the negative one
100
shoot goes high, and the fucking car's
Yep.
bouncing.
Yeah. I mean,
Man, you're trying to shut shit down. Like, for me, that's why I love the quarter mile back then. But I'm doing top fuel bike now, and we're hoping to run 550s. I don't know.
Yeah,
and-
wow,
and-
that's
yeah,
crazy.
On a bike that should
That-
run I'm hoping 350s to the 8th. So
I mean, that. You know how insane that is. I'm just saying. I respect you for doing it. That's insane. That stuff's crazy.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. It is, man. There's a special kind of stupid somewhere in all of us, I think, just to even do what we do. So when you see anyone go out here and just the brokest guy at the racetrack on this level still got some paper and no sense. And that's what I've always said.
Right.
We're all broke on different levels. And
Yep.
and how willing are you to keep it down? And for me, and I don't know if it sounds like a little bit different than you. I told him, now driving his car, it's not my car. I've only ever driven my car and Adam's car. But now driving his car, I'm gonna need him to tell me, yo, dude, what the fuck do you get out for? Like, I don't want to wad his shit up, overdrive his shit. By any stretch of imagination, it's damn sure not even in the fucking same state or area code as what you guys are doing.
Man, you got a good guy. He's gonna. I mean, Mark's raced for years. I mean, he's got all the knowledge in the world, and
Absolutely.
you can drive a damn car. We all know that.
I appreciate it.
You're as
Steve.
good as anybody out there. You know that.
I appreciate it, man. Without a doubt. And what I think is good, that I'm considered a flyweight in his world, but I'm a heavyweight in the motorcycle world. So as a 175, 180 pound guy,
he pee-wee.
I'm like, he's
He's a
like, dude,
peewee.
car doesn't need any rear
Yeah,
steer. He
man.
loves me being in the car. 'Cause
Hey,
I'm
I
like,
changed everything.
Sure.
I put it on scales like 170. Oh man. Hold on a second. Let me get to twisting these bars around.
Yeah.
Jesus
He done
Christ.
started screwing some stuff around back there.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but what I do, and I'm sure you probably do it, Steve, is like I don't have a ton of laps in his cars. It's in his car. I think it's under 15, maybe, give or take. But I
It's
watch
probably
each and
not
every.
even that. Yeah, maybe that.
Maybe give or take.
Right.
And anything that's gone awry or askew, it's like, I did this or I did that. I want to point out what I can fix for myself. I would think you're doing the same thing. It's like, hey, there's no sense lying. The data loggers are going to tell you, I missed this or I missed that, or why did the car, there was one particular instance, the car didn't take high gear and it made a hard left. And I told him, I watched it and watched it and watched it. He goes, man, why do you think it darted? I said, dude, I was correcting and the wheels were in the air. And when it decided not to take high gear, it sat down, that bitch went that way, and I hit the button and the chutes came out. Like, I'm not trying to be a hero.
Right.
We can fix ourselves.
No.
I think with anybody with any kind of common sense, the common denominator is don't wad our shit up, and we want to win.
Right.
It's
100%. You don't want to do that. The car isn't worth it. I say that after I crush about 20 cones in a season, but because you know what I mean? But you get that mindset, and you struggle, and then you try to force that thing down through there. And
been there,
these
done
cars
that.
got so fast you can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. And I did ask Adam when I got in this car. I was like, you know, is there an option not to auto shift? Because I was big on shifting the car myself when I had my own car. And it was so funny how looked down upon that he did me. He was like, "You've never been this fast. You cannot do it. It auto shift." I was like, okay. I let go of that fucking button. If he wasn't lying, I was like, he joked on my in car. He's like, dude, you became Caucasian and Asian before 60 foot. Because my fucking eyes went like, where the fuck? Like you said, Twilight Zone shit.
Yeah, you
really
don't
get
know
to
you're
squinting.
doing it until you have the GoPro in your
Yeah.
face and you see
Yeah.
this
You're
and
like,
you're like,
Yep.
oh shit.
Yeah, you get to squint.
It definitely catches your attention, and the camera don't lie.
Right.
No,
Right.
absolutely not. No, man. I think it's great, and I'm excited to watch you guys, meaning you and everybody else that I've raced with, to just see these numbers. I mean, I don't know where the cap's going to be. Is the cap going to be 340s, 330s?
Nah, I think you'll be in the. No, I don't think it'll be.
Well, see, everyone
Not
probably would have
anytime
said that
soon
about
anyway.
60. No, I'm talking the next 5 years.
I'm going to say the low 50s maybe. That's
Okay.
where I'm gonna
Well,
be.
I mean, they keep putting the rules on it, you know, but technology does keep rolling. These guys are spending a lot of money on technology, whether it's nitrous.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what combo you got, they're spending big money on it.
Let me ask you this, Steve: is your car injected, and what controller do you guys use? Is it Fuel Tech or?
We're all fuel tech except we don't do electronic fuel injection. It's all mechanical.
Still
Oh,
not?
really?
Obviously,
Wow.
yep.
I
We
know
don't
it
do
doesn't
electronic
make
fuel
horsepower.
injection. That's what John and them have right now, right? And obviously, me and Jeff like it because that's what we know.
Right.
You know, Jeff's old school. You start having to type on that computer a bunch. He'd rather throw that thing off the side of the boat, right? He's the old 6-shooter guy. Want to stick the chips in out of his pocket, and right.
So you still walking around with
totally
the
different.
little jet box for the barrel valve or whatever the hell you do with
Yes.
it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Mark knows all about them days, you know, but things have changed, you know, with the fuel tech and whatever, you know, you're using, and every bit of it's changed. We just haven't went to the electronic fuel injection quite yet.
Okay. It's tricky, man.
Right now,
I took that Fuel Tech school, and there was 30 of us in there, and some really intelligent people. And when I say way more than myself, and it's like by the time I left there, I figured out how to download a screensaver on my Fuel Tech on my bike that ran 760.
Yep.
I was like, and the funniest thing, have you taken that Fuel Tech class, Steve?
I did take it. I just come back a couple weeks ago from it.
Okay. Did he say the same thing? I don't know if it was Luis or who it was in the front said, you know, basically there's a lot of intelligent people in here. And, you know, he kind of sprinkled around. There were some pro nitrous guys in there, some street outlaws guys. Again, I don't condemn any of them. There are some badasses too. He said, all you guys are intelligent. It's going to take you 3 years to get a clue with this system. And if he wasn't.
So many hours. You got to have so many hours on that thing. You know, it's kind of like Mark in the 4-link stuff, you know, and stuff he's doing. He's raced so long, the amount of hours logged in. I mean, putting in work, I call it, right?
Right.
There's you can't. I mean, it's like Jeff. Jeff's raced so long and seen. There's nothing he hasn't seen that he can't fix. And I've been fortunate enough to be along for the ride, right? I'm on the lucky side. I've been hooked up with guys like that, and he's made me look good. So
Now
I'm just kind of the dummy standing on the side and hold the wrench or something, you know?
Yeah, that's me.
I've never seen you do that, so cut it out.
Stop discrediting yourself. I've seen you. You worked on my fucking car. Didn't want no money. You know, so let me ask you this. Does Gene's car stay at Jeff's and Jeff does everything? Don't you and Jeff live somewhat close together?
He does, but he actually sold his shop, right? And he moved down closer to the Potomac, so he's a little farther away. And he built a little shop, and he's doing a lot of race car stuff, a lot of stuff.
Good for Jeff.
And right now, the car's been staying here, and then this new car's kind of going between here and Buffalo, back and forth, and it's kind of like just a group effort.
Good deal. Yeah,
So-
I wasn't sure if he was just like the sole deal because I knew he always had his shop.
Normally Jeff does everything, right? If that's just how it's always been.
Yeah.
He's a little farther away, and Gene's trying to take a little pressure off of everyone here. I mean, we're all working, you know, we all still got to go to work. We can't race 7 days a week, even though we want to, we can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
So,
you have is
they're
your
doing
business,
some of the stuff up there.
is your business an excavating business or a trucking business?
We
or
do
all-
excavating, trucking. We build a couple houses a year, so we dabble in a little bit of everything.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was a montage of all that shit. The first time I truthfully met Steve, we were at a Northeast race and they were parking. Might have been a PDRA race. They were parking us
Yep.
X amount of time, and I had the mat with my tractor trailer, and they made him park on my mat. This fucking guy, I've never met him. He hops out of the truck. He goes, "Yo, man, it's probably gonna fuck your mat up, but they made me park there, so you ain't moving your mat till I move." That's how I met him. I was like, he literally parked on my shit. I was like, hey, they made you do it, man. It's
They made me
Sorry,
do
no.
it, man. I didn't want to get punched or nothing. They made me do it.
Hey, if they made you shower with that garden hose with that crew with the white Mustang, would you?
Man, I don't know about that. I think I'd have stayed the way I was.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think I'd be a little funky. Get that Old Spice and thing.
The Old Spice, right?
Yes, sir.
Hell
Yes,
no.
sir. Yes, sir.
No, I'm not getting out there.
Nah,
now.
Mark-
Not
Mark
no
knows all about it. Even before you came, Mark. I mean, Mac. Me and Mark raced all the years in Northeast. He raced all that stuff. A couple of races at Colonial Beach. We did it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to just be, back in a car and racing with Mark. And, we have the same viewpoints and the same kind of take. It's different than class racing for, is it fair to say, for both of us?
But it's just class racing with the clocks off. So it's much like you and Jeff. I mean, you have to have
Yep.
the same outlook and that same drive for it to work. Because if you don't, you build a little bit of animosity. Like, look, man, I'm up to 3 a.m. and you're over there asleep. Now, there's
Right.
going to be sometimes that happens, but when it's time to fix things,
Yep.
we had
Yeah.
a lifter lock up in the engine.
Yeah.
Man, they had to break my arm off.
This is
I'm like,
crap.
I'm old. I don't feel like taking that damn head off. Come on, man.
Right.
We got to race tomorrow. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, man. If you guys
you
are going to
did
get in here with me, I'm going to get in here.
Yeah.
And, and then they want to start it up at MIR at like 3 a.m. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I know it's going to run. Not having, Royce or some, one of them come down here. Who started a car up at 3 a.m? Nah, I'm not doing that. But it takes that.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to is driven towards that same goal, like you guys do it. You pop a blower and you need to fix it.
Yeah.
It's all hands on deck.
Yep.
Everybody jumps in there and
It was.
because we got to get back up there in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had it. We had
Yep.
a
You
moment.
do, and
man.
you got to have the right guys. You got to have the right guys.
right.
I agree, and I don't know if you remember my guy Derek. My right hand guy
Yep.
still is.
100%.
If he had his way, he'd be working with you on a car, not about you. Just he's a car. So when all this came about with Mark and myself, before he was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer, which he's on the mend, he's coming
Yep.
back this year. But
Great.
yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
was one of the ones to go, let's take the head off. I can do it. And he's looking at me. I'm like, this kid does shit. Like, he got on the job training with Leroy, and so he's
Yep.
taking the head off and all this. So he's in the middle of working on a bunch of shit, and he doesn't see me. So it's one of those, where's the diva? I swear to
Here it
God, I have to
comes.
air him out. He's like, where the fuck is Matt? And I let him go on like a 4-second tirade, like I'm off. And this is probably 3 a.m. off doing shit. And I hear him talking a bunch of shit. And then I stand up and I've got polish and a rag in my hand.
Because we got to be clean.
I'm polishing your
Yeah,
wheels.
oh,
dude.
yeah.
I don't do engines. I'm cleaning your wheels. He goes, oh shit, never
Okay,
mind.
I got you. Yeah,
I'm
we all
doing
good.
something. I'm cleaning the fucking wheels, man. I don't know how to do that shit. Steve, you know that. You've worked on my shit more than
Max OCD on that stuff. He know that.
He goes, okay, you're good. I was like, is it okay, boss, that I can finish cleaning this fucking wheel while you think I'm in here laying down? I'm in here, I'm doing something. The bottom line is everything.
My
is
guys
okay.
came. I'll never forget when my guys came over to help you put that tranny and converter and all in. I said, "Now I ain't gonna tell you they're not gonna scratch something because they might, but they'll get it in there so you can run the final."
Yeah, no, you guys were monumental in my win and the runner-up and all that shit, man. It is. I relish all those times that we had in Northeast Outlaw. I wish I could have continued on, but life had a different plan.
That's
Yeah.
I got to say that over all the years that I've raced and I continue to race, I won't most likely be driving anymore, but racing that when you get into situations, much like Halsey and Ward in the finals, that
Yeah.
one waits for the other because you want to race for the win. You don't want to just be
Absolutely.
giving that shit. I'm gonna win it. I'm not gonna go and leave out of there if they split or they just said it was whatever the ratio was, or if
Yeah.
they won 100 and you don't get anything.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, I want to win it legit. I don't want to
Absolutely.
roll out of there and say, "Well, Steve, you got 3 more minutes. Hey, man, let me start this thing up. Hurry up and do my
Right.
burnout." And I'm just
Right.
while you're coming around the corner,
Right.
and then be like,
Yeah.
"I got it. I won."
Yeah.
How much respect next time you see me at the track, or pretty much
Yeah.
everybody we know is going to look at me like, "You jackass.
You're
You
a dick."
didn't win anything.
Yeah.
You're trash.
Yep.
You didn't race for it when you could have waited
Yep.
another minute or two." I mean, unless somebody makes me start it, I'll
Right.
usually
Yep.
wait.
Yeah.
But
I don't think either one of those guys were going anywhere during that race. They wasn't racing without the
well,
other, which
Derek didn't even go
the way it
all the way
should be.
back to his pit, did he? He
No,
went
he
to
did.
Melanie's pit, like the first pit back.
Yeah.
To get.
Yep. He went to Melanie's and they jerked the starter out of the trailer and throwed it on it for sure. And
And
you know
right
that,
back up there.
that's what it's about.
Right.
That's what it's about. Whether who is, I mean, I don't care if it's your enemy at the racetrack. I mean, you still don't want to, just like you, Mark, you don't want to win it without actually
Right.
beating them.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. It's gonna tarnish your win no matter what.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, that's just drag racing in general. I mean, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
100%. 100%. That's why I love you guys. Again, I'm not over here on a swing set, but you guys calling out Stevie Fast, in my personal opinion, that dude's a bar setter, especially with a blower. Anybody's gonna put gas in their fucking blower. I mean,
Yep.
and every fucking, I'm entertained
And
by
that
the
takes
dude.
some.
He's a lot like you when it comes to the shit talking aspects of it. Maybe not with a
If
camera.
I did more videos when I'm drinking these, I could probably talk with. I told him that at the finish line. I said, if I could talk to you after 6 or 7 beers, we'd have a good conversation.
Yeah, I know.
I clam up with the phone. I clam up.
Yeah, you got quiet when you did the whole video about the t-shirts and all that. I was like, man, where's
Yep.
Steve at? I was like, dude, here comes the shit talk. Yeah. No,
I clam up. They give me shit about it all the time. I got to loosen up, right?
Yeah. Hey, like you said, confidence comes with it. Now you got a badass car that suits you, suits your team, and suits your crew chief and Jeff and everybody else, man. I'm a fan, dude.
Yep.
I think it's awesome. I'm excited for you, man.
Oh, we're very, very fortunate. It's. I'm living the dream. I don't know what else to say, brother. I'm living the dream right now.
How old are you now, Steve? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 53, man. My days are numbered in that seat. I know that, so I got to cherish every bit of it.
I'm not hearing that. They sent me back from the old folks home. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
It took neck surgery for him to get out of the
man.
car.
I
He had
had
to get
spine
neck
surgery to get me out.
Spine surgery, not neck, spine.
That's what Jeff always says, man. I'm too old to drive. I said, man, you could drive anything. That dude could drive. He could drive today. I tell him that all the time. He's like Mark. Those guys have been doing it for so long, they can do it in their eyes closed.
Yeah.
Hey, I do keep my suit and helmet and everything in the trailer because if anybody tells my wife that I got in it, but I'll put it to you this way.
Regularly.
I don't know exactly what surgery Stevie had because he had neck surgery too for whatever with a crash he had or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same thing as mine because mine was more based on like nerves and all that kind of crap. And he got back in there, and after I think it was 6 months out, I went back to the doctor, and they were like, "Well, yeah, we don't want you to drive anymore." And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, my car here because my race car's not
I mean,
on.
I made it here. What are you talking about? No. I said, "Well, can we revisit this?" Well, no, we just don't want to. It's too much because you've got G-force is going this way, G-force is going the other way. I said, no, well, you take off, you got your head against the headrest. You can't do that. The old days of having the old 68 Nova or something like that, pull the $5 bill off the dash, and there ain't none of that bullshit. All that's blowing to the back. So your head is back like this anyway, but I mean, when you hit the chutes, I'm sure you guys got smaller chutes now too. I mean, and I do, but the old Stroud chutes, you hit those and damn near go through the windshield.
Yeah, I had the big ones.
And she was like, no, no. And I'm like, can I see you in a year? Well, yeah, you can, but it's probably going to be the same thing. So I'm like, well, do I just, I'm kind of all right being outside the car, but fuck, I want to
I'm
be
all
like,
right with it.
Right,
mean,
right.
he's now 50 pounds. If 50 pounds will change. I don't know. I could probably drive through 50 pounds. Put it to you that way.
Right.
It might go
Hell
less
yeah.
for a little bit. Long as it don't hang
Just a
further
little
out
bit.
to, I might go.
You
Watch
crank
you,
a
Steve.
little
I might go
preload in
cone
it.
hunting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say our, but my joke that I joke with him, I was like, "Is there any chance we could get rid of that R on the window for Mark? It's MARC." I'm like, any chance?
Right.
Put
Like,
some blue painter's tape on it.
because
It'll
my
match.
wife videos everything, and they're like, "That's Mark Hayes," and I'm like, "This gigantic dude standing around the car, no one knows it's him." I'm like, "No, it's really me in here."
Right.
Whatever recognition, I don't give a shit. Put it whatever.
Oh,
I'm
you
not-
guys are gonna do good. I keep up with you guys on all that grudge racing stuff, and I watch all these damn podcasts and all that stuff. I love the shit out of it. It's kind of like Stevie. I think it's good for the racing. It's good for racing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're trying, man. This is all newfound, and this is new, obviously, to Mark and myself even on here. I just figured I'd start a platform. We got the whole winter to pass, and now there's so much technology. Even what Jean's daughter's doing, all the shit she put together for your team, man, that's great for you guys and your team. It really is.
Oh, I tell her it's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, and like I said, the social media platform is huge, and I think she said he had 35,000 people over the weekend looking at it. So
Yeah.
just, I mean, that's a number that you can't just buy.
Yeah, and that's exposure, and who knows, associate sponsors and all that for Gene to ease the pressure and notoriety for you, man. Y'all deserve it, man, because the money and the effort is just going that way. Maybe a little bit come back the other way, man.
Right.
Yep.
Which is also why we're
And
doing
we go.
this, the people we know, like you. I mean, I know it's last minute. I think Ron Green's gonna get on here in a little bit. He had something else to do that came up.
Sure.
But for you guys to get, it's just free exposure. We can have good chat. Talk about it, whatever you need to promote on here, whether it's Gene's business or yours or whatever. Feel free, because we're just chopping it up on YouTube.
Just
And
drinking
the
on
good thing about
Tuesdays,
this, as opposed to Facebook, is you can save it.
Right.
So you could
Right.
get off of here now and tell the wife, hey, well, I know you were asleep, but we talked for an hour on here. Go to their YouTube channel and just click on it, and you can see see Big Daddy talking.
Damn right. I clam up a lot with this stuff. I'm new to it as well. And Gene's daughter does a bunch of it, and my nights at the racetrack where I'm clammed up. Now I'm not so much clammed up. I can talk with the best of them, but
I know you can.
and that's part of it. That's part of the fun. You have to have that.
Right.
Absolutely. I couldn't
Right.
agree more, man.
You know,
And my problem is I don't know where the line is. It's like, okay, you throw a stone, I'm gonna throw a boulder back. So,
Yes.
I love the shit talking aspect of it. Robbie Honeycutt, he's called me a professional shit talker. Like, he's like, dude, even anymore, I don't mess with you, because sometimes if I know there might be a riff somewhere, I'm saving shit. I'm planning shit. I'm making memes. Like, it's fun, it's a way to pass time. I think we're all guilty of being ignorantly competitive, or we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
win.
wanna fuck Stevie Fast,
Winning.
everybody wins.
It's how you do it. We all want to win.
Sure.
We all want to win, right? I mean, Stevie's made he's made a career out of it, right? He talks the talk, walks the walk, and he has the social media following. He has it all.
Yeah.
But he's the one that started that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That's a pretty badass team to turn right around from radio racing. Switch the whole
Semi-final.
car around, probably everything on that thing. Shocks, struts, 4-link, wheels, tires, weight balance. I mean, power curve, everything has to change on that thing to put big tires on it. And then get it figured out.
Yep.
And then go, what did he go? He went number 4?
Yeah.
With a 62?
Yep.
That's pretty
He
impressive.
went 62. I run him the first two qualifiers. I nipped him both runs on them, and he was he was like, "Man, y'all skinning me up." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you're sneaking up on it. You ain't got to tell me all that shit." You know, I mean, he lives, eating, sleep racing, right?
Well, let me ask you this:
7
did a
days a
lot of
week.
people take you up on that T-shirt turn in?
We had a couple. We had a few.
That's cool.
And we do a little stuff with Keith Haney a little bit. I know Stevie messes with him, and we mess with him a little bit at Yellow Bullet, and
Okay.
yeah, we had to run him first round, and of course about took out the 330 cone as normal, and of course he's seen the 330 clocks, and he's like, "Holy shit, was that thing moving?" I said, "Yeah, but it just don't move all the way to the finish line." But Gene loves that type of stuff. Gene takes some stuff over and slips in their car, little stuff like that. Down there at the race. Yeah, Keith comes over. He puts a hero card in on top of the damn blower. I mean, not in the car on top of the transmission. And just
No,
they're
that's
all
cool.
good guys. They talk all that stuff, but it's just all part of it. You pick somebody and ride, right?
Yeah. When I was out in Tulsa riding that Top Fuel bike, always known as Todd Martin, actually got to meet him because he tunes Top Fuel bikes too. So, man, to sit there and drink with that gigantic dude and talk, and then Keith went by, and they are totally different as their partners in Tulsa. And Todd Martin's a funny man. Sorry for his mishap with his brand new car, but just kind of enlightened me and spoke on Keith, and just the difference between their personalities. Where I would say Todd's more of a you when I'm standing there drinking. He's not the guy that's going to get in front of the camera or even put my name on the car, which I respect that, because we all do know his name.
Right.
He kind of coined that by saying, and he went in the 60s too, didn't he? Did Keith or
Keith made it in, I believe. Yep. I mean, he's got good stuff. They got Brandon down there. They all. I mean, we all know that deal down there. There ain't a car down there that don't have good stuff.
Yeah. 28.
Yeah, he was 28.
65 with a 7.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of quality. 60 cars that can run 66 or faster is unbelievable.
Let me ask you this: what do you think is the reasoning? Because I'm a nitrous head. The resurgence of blown and ProCharger racing, and all these, and nitrous seems to be going the other way. So like Pro Nitrous will be 16 cars, maybe 17. You guys will probably have 30, 35. Is it a matter of a tuning window and or the availability of tuners per se, as opposed to it's pretty finite on the nitrous side. To run up front, you're gonna have basically Switzer or Mooney, or I don't
Franklin.
even know.
I mean
Mooney, Busey or
Pierce, maybe Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Pierce. But even Jeff went. I mean, those guys went blower, right? Or ProCharger out there in Tulsa, right?
They went blower too. Like you said, the tuner availability, and I guess the technology is more easily accessible on the blower and ProCharger side.
Yeah.
Is it easier on parts? I'm not convinced on that with what I see going on. Sure. But is the technology more readily available? I think so. You call Proline and boom. I mean, I heard a rumor that Ed Burnley just bought a ProCharge car.
Oh wow!
So,
and there you go.
Well, there you go. There's a big difference there.
I mean, those are the. I don't know. I try not to be the rumor mill guy, but I mean, if you look at the Jason Harris's, Weatherford, those guys that were always nitrous guys have won in nitrous forever. And then like Weatherford, the first one over the hill.
Yeah.
Johnny Camp.
I was just about to say.
Guys that have been running hard, running at the top.
Jason
Harris.
Then
it was almost like
same thing.
They were like, well,
fuck it.
I'm not spending all this money to be middle of the pack when I can go over here and put this ProCharger or now a lot of guys seem to be kind of, not a lot of guys, but it seems to be a few guys straying away from the ProChargers and moving on back to the screw. Then I can put this in there.
Yep.
And it might be some more work.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they say, now correct me if I'm wrong, that a long block for a blown engine is what, 60, 70, something like that? Like all the money is more in the blower than anything else.
Yeah.
So when you tear one up, and apparently you can change the sleeves out at the track, which you can't do with a nitrous engine. Y'all bang?
Right.
Have you guys had to do that? You bang one out at the track and put a sleeve in it?
All we have, yeah, it ain't nothing that thing Jeff ain't pulled out. I can
Jesus.
promise you that.
The shit they do, dude.
I
I'm
just
telling
think
you.
that's crazy, man. You just.
They came to
So-
my pit and did shit I ain't never seen. I was like, what in the?
I think Swanstrom had a picture of like a piston and a sleeve like next to a
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I
barrel
saw it.
55.
I saw it.
I can promise you, if you go in my trailer right now, Mark, I got a rack set up with rings and everything already on it. It look like a nitrous racer now.
Oh man. Oh man.
Don't discourage him. He was thinking. He was thinking.
I'm just telling you, they're like, yeah, you got to have a rack ready.
Yeah. There's a stack of people, like I said, Jason Harris, that have just gone over to Pro Boost.
I've thought about it, but my car won't. The balance for a nitrous chassis is not going to work.
Right.
The engine
Yep.
location. I'm not going through all that because I priced it all out. All that. I was ready to be like, you know what, the hell with this.
Yeah.
Because for me to go spend 120 down at Fulton's or whoever, I
Yeah.
mean, I'd go to Gene, but
Yeah.
and get an engine, have to buy a manifold most likely, from Switzer or even if Gene did it or I had somebody else do it, I'm okay right now. And rewire the car, which I could do myself, and then I got to get a lockup.
Yeah.
I could change one of my transmissions over to a lockup. I mean, I'm looking at 100 and I don't know, like I think I figured like 160, something like that, 170. To
Yep.
change over to
Right.
like 959 technology with EFI and all that, and
Easier
then
to buy
I've
a
got to
whole
take
nother
it
car.
down to Fuel Tech or whoever, get a baseline,
Oh,
and
God,
then
no.
figure out how to run the damn thing.
Yeah.
As
Yep.
opposed to, like you said, I go to Proline, get an engine.
Right across the street
Right.
from Fuel Tech.
There-
I'm
and-
sure you saw.
and,
it.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
that it seems to me. Now I could be wrong, but I mean it seems to me that it's not the group is not so finite and close knit.
Yeah.
That like with the nitrous guys, that you can get some information to at least get you going.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
come out maybe more at the bottom of the pack, but the bottom of the pack running 66. Look at Jeff Rudolph. He won the $10,000 for the second field or whatever.
Yep.
And he was number 33
Wow.
with a 65.
Thank you, sir.
You know, so he was right
Yep.
there. 65 with a 5, 66 with a 4 was Mike Bowman at 32.
Mm.
I mean, you're just a whisper away. I
Mhm.
mean, that's part of racing, but
Yeah.
he's had twin turbos and that Pro Charger and whatever, and just trying to find his way. And he put the Pro Charger in there, and now
Yeah.
he's ready. He missed it by 1,000.
But Steve, maybe you can shed some light. I'm only going off spectator and hearsay. Don't they have to carry 4 or 5 of them in the fucking trailer because they grenade on a regular?
They all do. I mean, Jimmy, and those guys will put a motor in every round if they have to.
Wow.
You know, that's just
Yeah.
part of it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I mean, a lot when in the pro nitrous days, I don't know if they do it anymore. But hell, about every run, if it made a full pull, they was putting at least a rack in it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't really keep up with them, but
yeah, I think they might get 1 or 2, but I think so back when everybody first started going EFI,
Mm-hmm.
and lockups, and they're shooting hood scoops up in the stands and all that kind of stuff.
yep.
Yeah, you had cherry red flames, and they didn't have the fuel curves right and all that kind of stuff. But it seems to be much better now. I think you can go without putting a whole rack in there, you know. But
Right.
I think they still tear up because much like you just said. I mean, if you're trying to not be on the I don't have lane choice 8 and 9 through 16. And you're let's say number 12.
Yeah.
Well, you might put that half degree of timing in there and see what's going to do. You
Yep.
know?
Send
Saying,
it.
damn, we got all night. We'll fix this Saturday night for PDRA Friday night. So
Friday,
Saturday
yeah.
morning, we'll be ready to
Yep.
go.
Weren't you a nitrous
You know,
guy
things-
originally, Steve?
No, I can't run that
Never-
gay
Oh,
stuff.
man.
Man, he said, hell no.
I like that.
Mark ain't never seen me with no
I-
nitrous
I
stuff.
thought
I
you
did
were
back in my
okay.
bracket racing days. I did spray a little bit of stuff
Okay.
on some
I-
bracket
maybe
cars
I'm
because
miscued. I thought
I just
thought
always
originally-
I always went to the racetrack. I didn't even know Jeff. I went to them streetcar shootouts and seen that Camaro with that blower on it and noise, and
Yeah.
When I just knew that's what I wanted, right?
Me
That
too.
when that thing starts up, everybody in the pits looks, right?
I know. That's what I told her. I was like, no.
You guys are the worst to race against.
I love it.
I hated
I
racing
fucking
against
love it.
anything blown, man.
I
All
love
that ripping and roaring and rah, and all,
Nothing better.
especially if you had a clutch, because you clear it out and then
Love
you
it.
gotta, pull in with the handbrake and what?
Oh,
6,000,
man.
5,800,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
noise, and
Yeah.
I can't even.
Man, that thing
hear.
really sounds good. These two steps make everybody seem a little
Yeah.
little finicky. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
revving
yeah.
that thing up, listen to that thing riv.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when Leroy came to the first test session with me after I took the clutch out of the car, I think you saw my shit show in the beginning, and we'll leave it there. But Leroy goes, "Why in the fuck when you back up, you have to rev it so much?" I go, "There's no reason. I just like it." He goes, "Dude, you're wearing your shit out. I don't fucking care. It's getting me ready. I'm ready, dude. There's nothing like clearing a blower car out." So I asked that.
I got the tongue lashing in Bradenton.
Did
I
you?
got the same one in Bradenton because I like revving it up a little bit. And, you see Stevie do it. You see all the guys do it. And it just sounds good, right?
Exactly. There's no
Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
So there's no,
I appreciate you for saying
because
that.
I see Totoro's cars do that. Like right before they get ready to put it back in gear, they and then they
That-
pull back forward. That there's no kind of it cools down whatever or
It doesn't seem to really. It really just doesn't care. I mean, there was a thing behind that years ago with puddling fuel in the manifold, but
Yep.
technology keeps changing, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It just makes you feel good. I think sounds good.
Yeah.
It's just giving yourself a hard. You know, it's like
I
for me,
like it. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yep,
Man.
yep.
Like in his.
I got the
car,
tongue lashing. I got the same thing you got. I got. What are you doing?
You know, I literally, if I take it excessive, I don't do it in his car. He likes to talk shit when I'm doing a burnout in his car because he knows I can't get to the button and talk back because I like talking back. You know, he's like, "Oh,
Yep.
looking like a professional. You didn't stall it this time." You know, because I was struggling in the beginning. There's so much more to do in a nitrous car, Steve. Like, so much more to do. When I say so much more, there's more than one thing to do. It's
Right.
not, so keeping it running, coming out of the water was a task for me. And when I started to, this fucking guy, oh my God, look like a professional, keeping it running. I'm throwing the door up and I'm trying to get to the button just to talk shit back. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Because I really am. I think we're a lot alike. I like to talk shit right up till one light's on. It just keeps my
Yep.
mind in the game. It's fun. It should be fun. You should.
We
think
do
that
the
too.
same. We do the same.
Yeah, as you should.
You know, you got to keep it, and you got a great guy there. You know, he obviously he's been doing it forever. You know, not to say he's older or nothing, but he's been doing it forever. And-
He's your age. Matter of fact, he might be like a tick or two older than you.
Who?
Than him. He said he's 50.
He's been racing. You know, like just like you get a guy like that. You got a guy like that. It's hard not to enjoy it. Number one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like it was me and Jeff. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do if he wasn't there. I truly would.
Right. Yeah. No,
So-
I agree. And for me, my guy Derek isn't Jeff, but he's my guy. Like when he
Yeah.
wasn't there towards the end, it was like, what do I do with my hands? Going back to the whole Ricky Bobby thing, like, what the fuck? And he's giving me grief. Why do I have to put you in the car? Why'd you buy these shitty ass things for your helmet? Like he's getting pissed because he's got to hook up.
Yeah.
We all call it a Hans.
It's
not a
all
Hans.
little stuff, like
Little
like
shit.
the hooks for his Hans, they suck.
See?
I mean, you should be
He's
able
Right.
fired
to,
up right now.
you should be able to put
They're
them
brand
on, pull
new,
them off
Steve.
easy.
They're brand new,
They are
Steve.
like little needles, little small screwdrivers that go up in the air. I'm like, Dad, get the hook that you can do it yourself. If you get stuck in a bad situation, because I've had this happen where I thought I had him in,
Mhm.
and you get ready to pull forward, and you'll look or do your last check, looking around, and then
Yeah.
click, and you feel your hit. Oh, wait a minute! I know that's not on.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I can reach and hook mine back up. Now I've got mine from Kondratic.
Yeah.
I don't know if Steve, you use him, but there's a different cable system that's on the back of the Hans.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
It's got the loop on the Hans, and then the hook is on the helmet rather than the other way around, where the
Oh yeah, I saw that.
so
Yeah.
it's easier to grab the helmet and then just take your thumb on the loop, put it in there, and clip, and you can do it all
Yep.
yourself. His shit, you got to be I don't
So
know, you
bougie.
got to be a physicist or something
So
like
listen,
that. 'cause
you don't have to be a physicist.
You
and-
do. You
So
couldn't
listen,
do it yourself.
Steve, maybe you'll appreciate it, maybe you won't.
It's trash, Steve,
Every
it's
time
trash.
Derek puts me in a car, whether it's Flammock's car, because he's my guy, you know, I'm this bougie, Steve, and I don't think you are. I have multiple 15, 20 painted helmets. I'm not hitting the roll bar. I'm this guy going,
Right.
fucking my shit up. So I don't get in with it all on. I'm
I
doing this.
got it. I dig that.
Every time Derek puts me in the car, there's no issues. Every now and again, when he's getting all personal, I put my hand on the back of his head, and then he gets mad at me. That's the dumb shit I do. I've winked at him, put me in the lights. Like, how in the fuck? I'm like, dude, it's not that serious. We're just making a pass. I enjoy it. This guy gives me nothing but grief. I'm like, all right, I'll get different.
Hey, win in Rome, you right?
Yep.
I
That's
know what
right.
I'm
That's
dealing with.
okay, yo.
I got to give it back to
If
him.
you're having fun, you got to have fun, right? You got to have fun. If you're going to do it together, you got to have fun.
100%. Steve, I hope we're not taking up too much of your time, man. Dude,
Nah,
it's
dude, you're
always
good.
great talking to you, man. I appreciate you calling, and you're a fucking player. And in my mind, I'm over here just like watching the World Series of Pro Mod. Man, it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know,
I don't know how much bigger can you get.
everyone
with a
thinks
32
that, but
car-
it does.
I mean, what are you going to go 60, 64 and make it
Yeah.
200,000?
Yeah, I really think it's going to go to that in the next year or two. What do you see
Yeah,
it going to, Steve?
He was talking he's going to have 3 or 4 of them across the world
Wow.
throughout the year.
So like put them on boats and go kind of thing? Like
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. He didn't give a lot of detail. He said his vision is to have 3, 4 races across, different times of the country, and even in other countries possibly,
Yeah.
to, I mean, I don't know how it could get much bigger, dude. It was unbelievable how many people was there.
Yeah. Spectators and
I
all
mean,
was
it-
pretty banging. It always is.
It was jammed. It was I couldn't tell you how many people was there. It was crazy.
It looked
That's
like
awesome.
you were just about. I mean, the drone footage
Yeah.
looked like you were about out of parking.
Yeah.
For racers.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
both sides had nothing but those big rigs
Yeah.
all the way down to
Yeah.
the tree line.
Yeah. They
Yep.
put
That's
us
it.
at the 460 bikes. They put us at the scale. And this was my little remember me. I was kind of like almost to somebody. And that's where I had my words with Adam and even Jim Halsey. I'm right at the scales. Well, Steve, I have a full DJ setup, and every round I go and at that time 460, and this was 2022. Because my father passed away, so I couldn't make last year's, but man, Antron Brown was dancing. Like, I thought they were going to throw me the fuck out because I wouldn't turn the music down, even though you're scaling cars.
Right.
I'm right at the scales. I got my truck stuck in that fucking sugar sand. Like, they treat us like a redhead
Yep.
stepchild. I don't blame them. What I appreciated was even John Salemi, and you can ask him. He comes up to me and he goes, dude, you're like bad on or in anything. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, I saw you out there playing games running 60s. I ended up running the table and winning the race, but just having that small little pocket of car racers, Antron's like, fuck yeah, because I ran pro stock bike back in the day. I'm not saying I was ever a somebody, but he remembers me for whatever reason. I was probably
Yep.
a nice clown. So just to be in that arena, man, I think I commend you and anyone else that is a player in that game. And obviously you are. Qualifying, I never thought I'd ever go to a race and go, man, I just want to qualify. I'm sure that's what everyone says when they go to the World Series of Pro Mod.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just
100%.
qualify. And then it's anyone's.
I mean, you can go down there with a bad car and be on the outside looking in. We went last year and didn't make it, and
Yeah.
driver kind of messed up a little bit, you know what I mean? But we ran fast enough to get in the like daytime session. It's kind of like pro stock. These cars are so close. You don't run good in the night session,
Yeah.
you may not get in.
You're fucked.
Right.
It's that simple. You have to make a stellar run in the daytime to stay in that show.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
it's-
I mean,
it's-
shit, you went out with 64. Was it 64 with a 3 that put you number 2 after the first session?
Yeah, that was in daytime. That was a stellar run in the daytime.
Absolutely. It ended up. That's where you qualified. That was your best number to put you 17.
Yep.
Man, that's
Yep.
impressive.
Yep. So, I mean, I I thought we had a top 2 or 3 car. Mickey's car is kind of, he's out in front.
A throw.
You know, that turbo car,
Yeah.
he's out, you know, 3 or 4 numbers faster than the rest of the field, but
Yeah.
still impressive to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And
boy,
Victor
there's-
and them doing a heck of a job. They have paved a lot more, and I agree with Mark. If the race gets bigger, they may have to park down there in that strawberry field. I ain't sure.
Yeah, they need to do something with that sugar sand, dude. All I got's a dually and a 53-foot trailer, and I buried it to the fucking lug nuts. They're like, "Why'd you turn in there?" I'm
Yep.
like, "It looked like fucking grass."
Right.
I shit you not, Steve. You know I'm a bit of a clown, so I was DEFCON 5. I was pretty pissed off because my shit's all clean, and the guy that showed up with the backhoe, he's pulling me out when he's done. I was like, "Look, man, what he said, you don't owe me nothing, man. I'm the starter." I said, "We're gonna see a lot of me this weekend. You're gonna get my winner circle picture." He wouldn't get my picture, but I won. I was like, "I fucking told you, I'm gonna dig out of this shit." I'm like, dude, I went to turn around and it just buried. So y'all will never have that because we're the redhead stepchild going down in like the woods with no
Looks
woods.
like everybody's gonna be down there in the woods.
Yeah, that's
now.
what I mean. I
Yeah.
commend. Who's the owner of the track? His name? I know his face, but what's his name?
Victor.
Man, he's killing it down
Yep.
there, and I'm happy for
Oh,
him.
he's kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has the whole market down there on this wintertime testing pretty much. You know, you got Orlando too down there, but Victor's taking things to another whole level.
Yeah, good for Victor. He appears to be a younger fella, so you know, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
man. It's great.
He's
for
got
the
a great
sport.
group down there. You know, he's got track prep guy, the main guy,
It's not
Wade Rich down there. You
No,
know,
Wade came
I mean,
back.
what a
Well,
great
he was
guy
at
he does.
Orlando.
You know,
Wasn't Wade at
Yep.
Orlando?
he used to be, and then he went back home. He started out in Bradenton years
That's what I
ago,
thought.
and
yeah. So he's back.
yep,
Yeah, Wade's a good
Yep,
dude.
he's
man.
back
I
at
did not
home,
know
and
he
he-
was back. Yeah. Yeah.
he's
no,
got a
that's-
dedicated group of guys down there. You know, we last time I talked to Wade, he was like 70 couple days straight of testing.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's a big deal, man. You know, good
Lot
for
of work.
Victor, man, because that's, you know, I'm a business owner, you're a business owner, and, you know, you're only as good as the people you have, and sometimes you gotta, in your mind, think I'm overpaying, but you're not. You'll get an ROI on
Yep.
that person, as long as that person knows their job and does their job very well. So that's awesome, Steve.
Yep.
You know, I won't take
That's
up any
great,
more of your
man.
time, Steve. I appreciate you. Taking
Yep.
2 hours out of your time, dude. It's always great catching up with you, man. So your next is Gallet the way you say it, since we've going back and forth on how
Gallet.
you talk a lot. It's
I
Gallet.
guess Gallet or
I thought it was
Yeah.
a lot. But,
I thought
that's
it was
where
a
we're
lot.
going. Yeah.
Okay,
but
so,
we're going. Yeah, you're going there. Go on.
all right. I mean, I wish I was actually attending.
Or
that
how
race,
about this?
but I'm
Old
not.
Dunn Benson for us old heads. Did you ever race there when it was Dunn Benson?
Heck,
Yes.
Dunn
Dunn Benson.
Benson.
buddy, you're schooling me. I thought it was a brand new
Yeah,
track.
I went a 4-3 down there with them guardrails. Scared. Oh man, that was it. That was last
So
time.
it was a track
Yep.
before it was Galat?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Forgive me.
that's
I didn't
all
know.
Down south, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
48. I'm not like an old guy, but I'm not a young guy
Yeah.
either. Oh, shit.
Dunn Benson Dragway. Yep. And when the
Yep.
guys redid it, I mean they redid the whole.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean the
beautiful.
whole track, everything,
beautiful.
everything. They tore down everything that was
tier.
down there and totally redid it.
Yeah,
I've never been there since they redone it, so I'm kind of looking forward
Oh,
to it.
you're gonna
It's-
love
it's
it,
really
man.
nice.
Everything is beautiful, man. The surface, the facility, the bathrooms, everything, man. It's really
Yep.
really nice. Steve. I've gone there multiple times.
And it's like an RV park because the
got all plugs
closer
and everything.
the closer, I guess it's the trackside.
Yeah,
Parking spaces have hookups. there.
plug-ins.
They have 50 amp. And
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
Yeah, so you
Mhm.
pay per day, and you don't have to run your generator. if you-
unbelievable,
depending
really.
on how much power you run.
Who would have thought this 25 years ago to have been stuff like this going on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a lot of forethought for them to. We're gonna redo the track, and you know what? It would be nice if we gave everybody water and 50 amp service, and they could just.
I think
you
it's
know,
like
pay
set. Last time I was there, it was 2 years ago. It was $75 for the weekend, or
Yeah. You
110,
can't-
somewhere
you
in
can't
there.
Beat that. You don't have to beat up on.
Take my
Yep.
money. No fuel, no nothing. I don't have to hear nothing all day long,
Yep.
man. Well,
Yep.
Steve, I
yeah.
congratulate you on the weekend, man, and you, Gene, Jeff, and the rest of your crew, man. You're a badass, dude. I'm a total fan, and thank you for taking 2 hours out of your night tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having us on, man. You guys, nothing but the best to both of you guys. You know, I know you got a lot of good shit, so
Thank you,
sir.
Steve.
Thank
I
you.
keep up with it. Don't think I don't.
I I
All right,
appreciate
we
you, man.
appreciate it. Yeah,
I try to
absolutely.
send you like the whole, drinking emoji. Sooner or later, we'll be at the same track. Maybe we can keep you up past 9 because
Hell
this
yeah.
guy-
That's damn Skippy. We will.
Definitely, man.
All
'cause
right,
this
guys.
guy
Well,
learned
thanks for
today.
having me.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, thank you, man. You have a good rest of the evening, brother. And I wish you and Gene and Jeff and the rest of the team nothing but luck the rest of the season, brother.
I greatly appreciate it, guys. See you later.
Have
All
a
right,
good
homie.
night. All
Have
right.
a good
All
night.
right. You too.
All right.
Steve's awesome, dude, man. I appreciate
All
it.
right. All right. Well,
Appreciate him.
let me throw this in there. Oh, Kenny's trying to clarify a little bit of stuff here.
Oh,
I didn't realize that, Kenny.
I did know
Get
that.
a load of this.
I knew that.
Did
I
you
s-
know
I
that?
swear to God, I knew that.
You
as well.
didn't know
I
that.
swear to
Get
God.
that.
Right hand to God,
You're
I knew
trash.
that. I'm not. You can ask Derek, anybody else. I knew
Kenny
that's what,
Griffin, you know he didn't know this.
I knew that's what the acronym meant. I didn't know how you enunciated it. I swear to God. Because they have tractor pulling
Yeah.
teams, all that. Yeah, they own concrete. Let's get a load of this. I swear to God, I knew that, Mark. I knew that. But how you pronounce it, I did not know. Right hand to God. Right hand to God, I knew that.
You're trash.
Hey,
You'll
at this
tell-
point,
you'll
I
tell-
wouldn't blame you for saying that. So
You'll
I
tell
get it.
stories in a
I
minute.
get it. But thank you to Steve King and his entire team, and for coming on tonight, and Steve and Jeff and Gene and all those guys. I don't know Gene personally, but I know Jeff and Steve and his crew members. Man, top flight team.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
absolutely. That's,
Anybody else? Anybody else say anything interesting?
No, not really. Everybody's just kind of listening. But that's a big undertaking there. I think I'd like that if you could get something to run. And I mean the field is going to be so tight.
Oh my God! It's
To run that?
insane. Yeah. You
Man,
gotta have spare
and
motors,
everybody's fast. Yeah, you got to have spare everything. if you
spare
wanna do that.
engine, spare everything, and the will and just the knowledge to just be willing, like he said, go to bed at 9 o'clock because you're so fucking tired from working on your
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's top tier, top flight, front running badassery, man.
Yeah.
It really is, and you get in where you fit in, and obviously we don't fit in that pocket right now.
No, my pockets ain't fitting in.
Yeah,
At all. Well,
Even ours
no,
together.
You know what? I'll say this. This is what a friend of mine said. If he's probably listening, he'll be like, "I said that shit, but I ain't gonna say his name."
Okay.
We could afford to do it. You just choose not to do it.
Right. Well, you can afford to do it,
it's
but
a-
how long and how competitive?
Right. I
think
think
that's
we
a
could
fair
both
assessment.
afford to. We could take we couldn't take what we got now. Cause I would. I'd probably lean out there
Mhm.
and say, "Hey, I'd have to go ahead and put that noisemaker on there." I mean, because I just don't. Much like I said, I don't have the knowledge to run a 60
Mhm.
at 209.
Right.
I
You're
don't
talking
know
about
what
with a
they
nitro
figured
setup.
out.
Right.
But for them to be still two numbers almost in front of, let's go
Do you
back.
know what controller either one of them uses, whether it be Franklin or Halsey? Do they run
They
Fuel Tech?
no. Switcher
Oh.
uses Motec.
Motec. I was going to
Motec.
say, was it Holly?
Yeah, Switcher uses Motec.
Okay. Well,
and to
Motec's
look
kinda,
at-
I don't
and-
want to be disrespectful. Is Motec considered in our world?
Well,
antiquated?
Motec is more like Formula One type stuff.
That's what I mean.
They have.
in the drag racing world when it
But
came
you
out, it was
just have-
badass.
Well, you just have to understand it, and it has so much crap in it. From what I understand, I've never
Okay.
even looked at a Motec screen, but from what
Okay.
I understand, it's pretty complicated. But you've got a lot more control over stuff. So if
That's
you
what
know
Fuel
it,
Tech is. Fuel Tech is so intricate for the bells and the whistles, and what I've watched more intelligent people than myself show me. It's like holy shit. And I only had a season fucking around with a top sportsman bike, just seeing what they
Right.
could do.
right? I mean, I've
That's
looked at
not
the
on
Fuel
that
Tech
level.
stuff on that turbo car that I was helping out with.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a lot of stuff to do, and it's a lot of different screens to try to.
Right.
Where was that?
Yeah.
Oh, damn! It's on.
But
this
when
screen?
when they explain it, the simplicity of it makes sense once you
once
went to
you
college.
once you
once
get-
you went to college, because
once-
that's what I call it.
right.
Like it's literal college. It's literal like, Man, you know,
but you need truly a semester of that.
absolutely.
Not a crash course.
That's
You
what that
need-
guy said.
yeah.
It's $1,000 for folks that don't know that. It's $1,000 to take a 3-day course with them, and by the time you're done that, you have the basics,
Yeah,
bare bone
you
basics.
you can open the program up.
Right, like it's the bare bone
and
basics.
and kind of tiptoe around in it.
Yeah,
I think I
yeah.
know this is this and this is that.
They
but-
started talking so far over my head, I started like getting on social media. Like that's just me personally, because that's not my wheelhouse. And the sad thing is, I tune multiple people in the 460 index, but I stay in my wheelhouse and what I know.
right.
You know, and that's something that's going to take somebody like myself a hell of a lot longer to learn. But when you talk about Pro Mod and what the World Series of Pro Mod did down there, West Buck, that kid's a badass. He had a vision, and everyone should thank that guy because he's taken door car racing to a whole nother level. And you know, if we're never involved in it, which odds are very slim and none, I'm excited to be a fan of it and watch it. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I just think that's huge. You know, so for guys like Steve King, you know, and Derek Ward and Jim Halsey and Tommy Franklin, and I'm only going off the local DMV guys, even in all the other classes, the Schroeder fella that got it done in 10.5, you know, congratulations to you guys. You know, we're all biased. I think, you know, we all root for our sports teams that are home field, home, you know, where we're from to want to see to show out. You know, everybody's a fan and a friend when we're racing others. So I think even in the grudge world, people need to keep that in perspective, man. It's all supposed to be fun and games, man. It doesn't have to be that serious. We all, I think, in all reality, know that we're not Steve Kings and we're not Jim Halsey's.
Right.
So just keep that in perspective, man. You know? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. It sure is. Well, that's why mine's setting up under a cover.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just not, you know, I mean, to have to try to jump out that window.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
No, it's
and if you look, and same thing with Pro 275. I mean, that dynamic duo, Jim Halsey and Mo Halsey.
yeah.
My man Mo.
No. Yeah.
I mean, he went a 60. What did Mo go?
don't know.
The previous week in Pro 275, 67.
God damn.
And now he's got his mileage. He's got his back split up. He ran 202, I think, or
Yeah.
something like that. On
Yeah.
275. On it.
Tiny little tires. Yeah.
So you don't have that extra gear
Yeah.
of that 34 turning into a 36 and a half.
Right.
Going out the back where
Growing.
you can just get that multiplication and get you. No, there's none of that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's a shout out to another local guy, HFR. You know,
Yeah,
putting
Henry.
together some badass cars, man. You know, he did some modifications on my personal car. Again, sound like Al Bundy going back 8 years ago, but I'm speaking on my personal experiences, and what a top flight, awesome dude he is. And, you know, did some great work on my car and continues to show he's a front running chassis builder no matter what level you want him to build your car on. So you don't have to go out and get a Bickel car or a big name car. You got to get the right car that suits you and suits your budget. And, you know, I think that adage comes back to getting in where you fit in.
Yeah.
Whatever that fit in is, or whatever that is, that's up to you to decide. You know?
Yep.
So, I don't know, man.
It looks like he
What?
might have. I don't know if the phone number. Maybe somebody's tried to call in.
Why don't you post that link just like
Yeah, but
Steve did
I'm getting a line busy, and I don't know why.
for our
For the Skype call in, and maybe that's why nobody's tried to call in.
yeah, the same link that I gave Steve to call in.
Yeah.
Guys, we're trying to figure that out. You know, Steve was able to call in.
What? It was. That's it. I'm not sure why that's not working, but it is not.
Guys, we're trying to figure out our call in number. Don't want to do that. So we're We're going through to figure out if our call-in number is still good for anybody else that wants to call in before we call it an even. It's not working.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there because it was fun and it's not now.
Well, that might just be our calling for the evening, Mark.
Yeah, maybe that's a sign. Here's your sign.
Brian Lewis. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, man. Brian Lewis is out in Midwest Pro Mod Series out there in Oklahoma. Brian, thank you so much, man. He just sent me a message, said he's loving the show. Brian's got a badass Willys screw-blown car out there. And he's also got a 420 car, and now he's going to play with Funny Car Chaos. So I bought 2 trailers. Brian and I have been friends for quite some time. For those of you guys that don't know Brian Lewis, he ran Funny Bike for years. He's much like me, Robbie, and many others that are bike guys / car guys. So thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, man. We're trying to bring some variety and show that we're changing things up. So
Yeah, that must be the 90-day thing.
okay, so you need to go ahead and hit it.
Well, I mean, we can do that later.
Okay.
But that's so the Skype number had gotten screwed up, folks. So
Okay.
we'll have that fixed next week. If anybody
Sorry,
was,
guys.
if anybody was trying to call in,
We can't rectify.
yeah,
that
we
now?
jacked that.
Can we rectify
so-
that now?
We can, I guess.
No, let's rectify that now. I'll
Or what?
Bear
Get
with
and
us,
get
man.
out. Get Alan to call in. Alan said, "MFs and blowers." Alan, I don't like those sound machines either. But
hey, Alan, whatever is what I gotta say to that.
I'm to the point now after watching I watched Travis get in, and he's been in I guess a
He's
Screw
been in
and a Pro Charger now,
everything, yep.
and like I'd like to have him on here and say, hey man, so which one you like now? Are you have you defected and the hell with some nitrous cars or what?
Yeah.
Is that you?
No, I don't recognize it. But go ahead. Bear with me, guys. We're trying to work out our. Just do it. It doesn't matter. We'll find out.
Okay.
I'm sure it's something to do with me. If I had to guess. If not, I'll find that out later. There you go. So you're good. So no, Brian, I appreciate you, man. You know, for those of you guys that don't know Brian Lewis, he, like I said, he runs multiple classes. He's huge in Midwest Pro Mod Series. Yeah, that's mine, Mark. So
Okay.
you're good.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
just got banged
that.
with it?
Yeah. You know, he's big out there. When I tested the Top Fuel bike there in Tulsa, he was a huge deal, and why I own a new 53-foot vintage trailer. You know, let's see. He just sent me this. Oh wow, Pro Mod Smackdown. You can read that too, Mark.
Is that on? He sent that to your personal.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you can
okay.
get that and put that on there, he's showing everybody what that is. It's a Pro Mod Smackdown, September 2024 at the new Flying H in Kansas City. Invitational only, 45 invited, 125 grand to win, 25,000 runner up, 25,000 to win second chance race. Wow, by invitation only, man, that's huge, dude. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you sharing that, man. That's a big deal for anybody that's true pro mod front running racers here. I think that's a huge deal and a big deal. For anybody that's out in the Midwest, I know Keith Haney, Todd Martin. Todd, I hope, you know, obviously you're good, but I hope your car's on the mend. It sucks to see you wad up, you know, with an engine mishap or something. Go on with your brand new Larry Jeffers car. Beautiful Mustang, guys. Todd Martin's a top flight person, badass tuner, or, you know, whether it be pro mods or Top Fuel bikes. You know, Todd was out there tuning multiple Top Fuel bikes, which was huge. We're now going to try to share what Brian
See if
just
I
got on
can-
here and posted.
I
So
can't see that?
bear with us, guys. We're trying to sift through a couple things just to show you. what we got going on as we figure out our call in.
Yeah, it's not logging in though. It's freaking out here.
All I know is the weather's getting warmer. I don't know about you guys, but I've been thrashing on all my stuff. Not like I got a stack of stuff, but I got my own stuff when you're a one-man team. And some of my friends go, why do you call it a one-man team? It's not a one-man team we get to the racetrack. It's a one-man team to get to the racetrack, and that's what I am. You know, my lovely wife is 4'9", so there isn't too much she can do to help me besides be supportive. Bear with us, guys. We got somebody calling in.
No, that's me.
Once you try it out.
Yep, we're back.
All right, guys, we're back from a call-in standpoint. So anybody who wants to call in, we got that all worked out. So anybody that wants to call in and talk before we get off here, give us a phone call. Tell us what you think of Steve King, Jeff Miller, John Salemi, Jim Salemi, those badasses that went down there and ran the table with Derek Ward winning, you know, and I commend him. He literally is less than 10 minutes away from our, you know, my house and our set here. And, you know, Leroy Dudney does all his engines. And, you know, me personally, huge fan. You know, anybody here locally in the DMV, despite what most people think, I am a fan. What are you giggling at?
Look, this is when you can laugh at yourself.
What?
Look, these are my friends.
Go ahead.
Let me
Oh, no,
drop
I'm
this.
waiting to watch it up here.
Boom. I'm an old IT technician.
You know, look, Michael. So I'm gonna say this to you as
Mike
you watch
Keeler's
this.
trash.
Listen, Mike. Today's technology, and this guy struggles because he's one of the fucktards like Derek Whitaker, and I know you're probably watching Derek. You have an Android phone. Get with the fucking times. iPhone,
Android
Mac Pro.
is the bomb.
It's archaic. It's archaic.
It's
a
bomb.
relic. It's like
You
going
can't
with a
even get
nitrous
that
car
crap
instead
to
of a
work.
screw-blown car.
You can't even
It
get your
doesn't
crap
make
to
sense.
work.
Do you hear
You
what I
got
said?
trash.
Do you hear what I said? Going
What?
with a nitrous car instead of a screw-blown car. It doesn't make sense.
Oh my God.
Sorry, those are jokes. That's all they are.
Hey, Alan, you can call in, you Bama.
We got it.
I got it
out.
straight now. Now what? Come on. So he can get in there. The first thing he's gonna say is, "Come on with the bullshit."
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
God,
you
man,
with the blowers. All he's gonna do is talk mad shit. So, you know,
Alan, you're trash, dude.
guys, we're trying to keep the show going. So, you know, somebody's give us something to talk about or chew the fat with, because I enjoyed the 2 hours of talking with Mr. King.
Yeah, I guess. So maybe we'll save Ron till next week.
Yeah.
He had a family thing to take care of or to do this evening, and he was going to try to get on afterwards, but I'm sure he probably just went home and they just drove back from Bradenton 16 hours.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And here we are.
16 hours.
Yeah.
Get on my Facebook and pull that up.
Yep. What is that?
Brian just sent me something. No, that's different. Get out of that. Right there, Brian. Go down one.
Oh,
Right there. Let's see what Brian sent us. He sent us something else. I don't know if it's rule steps. Is that what that is? All right, so we'll post this up. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you, boy.
Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can blow that up. But
I don't know.
put it
We're
out
going to
there.
try to figure out how we can put this up. This is my IT guy, Michael.
Mike, look at that. Bam!
Bam. What do you got to say about that, Mike?
Eat one.
He said,
Keeler. Oh, Lord. Here goes that.
all right, so thank you, Brian.
Here comes the mean old man. Hold
Here
on,
comes
fellas.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. Rodney.
Yo, Mac,
What's up, brother?
you're gonna need a hearing aid pretty soon.
I'm going to need a hearing. Why do I need a hearing aid, Alan?
Listen to that dumbass shit in your ears sitting behind a blower.
I've driven plenty of blowers, dude. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
If I had it my way, dude,
We'll
I'd be
see.
looking around a fucking screw-blown car every fucking time I get in one. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I enjoy driving Mark's
Mhm.
car, but there's nothing like a blowout
Yo.
car.
Alcohol is for drinking, not to put in your car.
Well, the way I saw it is we both drink alcohol. We win together. Me and the car. See, look.
There you go.
Red Cup Tech
Thank
Talk.
you.
Do you want one?
Yeah.
All right. Alan, how you living, man? How's the car coming?
It's got new windows in it.
Oh Lord. Do you get that? You get the tail fixed? Watch this. Let me go. Let me go and
It's
take
not
some more
warm.
heat.
No, I
see,
gotta
that's
talk
Caleb out of
to
me.
you.
I'm
I
gonna
can
go
do
and take
that.
some more heat. Did you get the tail fixed where it shook and I knocked the battery out of it and the rear tail light busted loose? That
I mean,
What is this?
slow cars don't do that. That was from towing.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I feel like there's a pun. I'm not being included in here.
Oh,
What happened?
I don't know. I thought it was from shake, but I could be wrong.
I ain't got no power to shake.
Oh, oh yeah. Well, you do have a boat now.
Yeah, what's going on there, man?
It was from towing down the road, man. I had the car strapped down too tight. I guess my trailer sucks.
So you had a tail light fly off and a wing fly off?
No. a battery mount ripped out, and it took out a tail light. It took the cup out the back. I got epoxy back on, but it hasn't been warm enough.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, so how's everything else coming? You think you're gonna make March 30th, or what are you thinking, Alan? I know you were thinking.
I know I'm not making the 20. I know I'm not making the 23rd. I don't know about the 30th now. We'll see. A lot of shit got tore up, so a lot of shit gonna be fixed before mine's finished.
Oh wow. Damn. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's a bummer. Anytime you don't have your shit ready to go when you're ready to go is always a racer's demise, meaning in your mind is like, fuck. You know?
Man, look. Get the crank and cam timed in there and just bring it to my house. How about
Yeah,
that?
well, I'll text you tomorrow on it.
Okay. All right. This isn't for public consumption.
Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry, I was making conversation, Alan. What else is new, man? And we're not talking about.
I'll tell you what. That was probably. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mac.
No, you're good, brother. I just said let's not talk about what people think all we want to do is talk about. So let's just keep.
I'm not talking about that, but that race down there.
Yes, sir.
That was some badass shit.
Wasn't it? You're talking about the World Series of Promot, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was some of the baddest shit going.
Who were you stoked for?
You know who I'm stoked for, man. Come on now.
Nitrous guy, any nitrous guy, right?
Any nitrous guy.
Yeah. Well,
Any
Franklin
nitrous
Halsey-
guy. Hey, don't get me wrong. I like watching them.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
The blowers that you love,
Yes, sir.
the Pro Chargers,
Uh-huh.
but the baddest car on the planet is a twin turbo car with no weight. It's already been proven.
I do agree. I agree. You can't hate on your statistics are what they are, but at the end of the day, what won?
Oh, blower car won, absolutely, absolutely. But you missed the point where I said when you pull the weight out of them.
I agree. No, I heard you. I definitely heard you. I don't think any blower car could hang with that. There's
When pull the weight out of them,
Yeah.
Lord, hold on. And I'm a nitrous guy for life. Always run nitrous cars.
Sure.
There ain't a nitrous car coming close to that. I don't give a shit what weight you get them to because you can't get them to the 2,200 pounds to get it close to those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. I mean, those are facts. Those are facts.
It'll be interesting. Well, I mean, but you know what? I don't think. I guess you have to see how the season goes. Just looking at these weights that they came up with. I'm gonna guess Mickey has twin 98s, right? So
You don't know. He could have put 108s on when he ran that. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Moyer. I'm going backwards.
you're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about
Yeah,
Moyer.
98s.
Yeah.
So that's 27.15.
Yeah.
And the C rotor at 92 is 27.25. So I mean the weights are right there. I mean
Yeah.
they in the top three were what blower what the hell were the top three? Let me see what I got here. Let me put this back up there.
He's gonna put the
Yeah.
The qualifying sheet up now.
Let me get on Keeler here, that Bama. What do we got? Turbo, nitrous, and then blower. 59, 60, 61, 62.
Wow, that's parity.
And then Pro Charger.
That's parity.
And then Pro Charger. So I mean you've got
That's
all
parity.
four combinations are the top 5 cars.
You can't even complain.
Yep.
So you kind of can't beat that, you know. I mean that's
But
that's
if you go
shout
down,
out to
if
Wes
you go down
Ball for making that.
eliminations,
Yeah.
For
if
making
you
that.
watch eliminations,
Yeah.
Halsey was fastest out of the 3 out of the 5. 3 out of the 5 in eliminations. Halsey was low ET every round.
He was.
3 of the rounds.
I'm guessing I couldn't really tell from NT Pro Motors Jay Warren's viewpoint, but it looked like the lockup hit and he shook or chattered. That's kind of what it looked like, but I couldn't really tell. I tried to even slow mo it down. While I was doing a whole bunch of nothing.
Sure.
The IT professional that I am, Mike Keeler.
Mike Keeler.
While I was doing nothing but zooming in on what the hell happened there, it looked like it looked the sidewall of the tire looked like it got distorted, which means it probably shook. I'm guessing. I don't know. And then he just had to, you're not going to drive through that bullshit going that quick.
Mm-hmm.
He almost turned it around. In that picture I was on my Facebook page,
Oh, wow.
where the lockup hit and he got over to the middle and it turned sideways on him, and that was a hell of a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo-wee.
No, he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I
saving
mean,
that.
the
Small corrections, and it's hard to do in those pressure moments. But
well,
yeah, you're
it's
right.
a matter of knowing that it only takes
100%. I know.
that.
I'm not.
You got to do is that.
I'm not
and-
a third of the driver he is because I haven't been a third of.
I
how
haven't
fast
I haven't pulled that. I've been in carrier situations going
Sure.
probably 100, maybe 170. That
Yeah.
was probably a good 185.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you figure if he's going 209 and he's at 400 feet, so he's 185, 190. What do you say, Alan? I mean,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
the lockups,
No
hit,
doubt.
So the front end has came back up, and
Yeah.
he's really
Got
pouring
no
the coals
steering.
to it. Ah, damn,
He's a bad man.
that's a hell of a drive.
Now, my personal opinion, if that was a turbo car, it would have ate the wall. Because that thing would have still been spalling, would have lost power as quick as he reacted.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, my
I
thing
took-
is for a lockup to be able to pull out of that, and
Yeah.
you don't like in the clutch days, and that's probably how I got out of so much bullshit. Me driving is you
Yeah.
push the pedal back in,
Right.
disengage the drive
Right.
line, and then the wheels stop going.
There you go.
You
It
know,
makes
as
total
opposed
sense.
to
Yeah, but
go ahead.
we don't have the pedal anymore.
No, that's what he's saying.
Well, that's
He's
what I'm
just
saying.
stepping back.
So what I'm saying is that for him to pull that out,
Yeah.
once that lockup hits, you're 1-to-1,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no with all that going on, you're not doing all that. You're reaching over. Maybe he did, but it's been my experience a little bit. I've driven them raggedy ass automatics.
Yeah.
That you put it in neutral,
Raggedy
it still
ass.
has to disengage. It's not just dropping into neutral like a clutch would.
Yeah.
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 Right.
That's a game changer. No,
I mean, I don't know.
Hey,
Raggedy ass
hey,
automatics.
you called him raggedy ass. I've been 6'12",
They're
227
trash. Everybody
with a
needs,
clutch and a funny car.
everybody needs to go back to a clutch and shift it themselves.
There
and
was
let
a
the men
clutch
be
car
men.
there. There was. Forgive me, I don't
He
remember
got
the fellow's name.
down the last
I
run.
know, but they said he said. The announcer said, if I've got to get away from a clutch,
This
I'll
dude,
quit
Nick
racing.
Jarunik or something like that.
Janik.
yeah.
Nick Janik has a clutch in his car. Nick, I'm
385,
sorry.
200.
Not that I think you're listening to me, but if you are, you're a badass. Still just hanging in there
Didn't,
strong. I thought about him.
I think
No.
No. Chad Green had a clutch.
No. Nope.
No,
He was the
Chad
only
did
one.
not
He
have
didn't?
a clutch.
No.
No, he did not have a
No.
clutch. That I do
That
know.
that guy was the only one there, and
Yeah.
it looked like
There
he
was
just
one.
had it over clutched, and once he got it figured out, he was probably 1 or 2 runs too late.
Yeah. There was
You
only
know,
one guy, Alan.
It looks like he had that clutch hot because it was coming in and then just blowing
Yeah.
the windows out of it.
Yeah.
Pow!
Yeah.
A bit
I
too
mean-
heavy.
He was charging it up like a funny car. I loved it. Go ahead.
A clutch can't hang with these converters. There's no doubt about
I
that.
can't speak on that.
All right, we need to end the night up on that. We've had enough of this shit.
So let me ask you this, Alan. If you're not going to be able to come out with your car, are you coming out for support, team help? Are you showing up? What's up?
I'm gonna show up because I got the fever.
I appreciate that. I hope you do, man. You know, it's gonna be fun. I just can't wait to get out, man. Just fucking race. You know, Mark's car, and I'm a little bit biased. It's just, for lack of better terms, anyone. I'm a movie guy. I love sarcastic movies. It's the other guys. Mark's a peacock. You just gotta let him fly.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm? Have you seen that movie? The Other Guys.
No, I missed it.
Oh,
No, I
you
don't think
guys
I've seen that.
suck. You guys are not cultured. If you watch
my
it,
God.
Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Yo, you're youngin', man. You're young.
I'm not young.
You're
This
youngin'.
was
We were
10
watching
years
old
ago,
hit movies.
motherfucker. This was 10 years ago. The Other Guys, one of the funniest movies ever known
It's a
to
Will
man.
Ferrell movie.
It's a Will Ferrell,
Well,
Mark
it probably
Wahlberg.
is funny because
Anything Will Ferrell does in this movie, he's atrociously not himself. It like the undertone is funny. Mark Wahlberg made the whole movie, but all he kept saying was, he shot Derek Jeter in the movie. Like in the movie,
Man, we
he was-
forgot stuff 10 years ago. Come on now.
Dude, you guys suck, man. Y'all need to be cultured.
Well,
Like-
let's chuck this out here. Old Vinny had you could probably speak to this old six shooter guy.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well,
It would be interesting to see.
mhm.
Yeah. If you had
It
had
is.
that
I would agree with that.
question while
Vince, you're right.
while he was still on.
Vince had a 55, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Vince, I've been friends with you on Facebook. Don't personally know you, but you had a 55. So, no, he's absolutely right, man. It's like going to the fucking moon. He's right. What?
I'm just.
Oh, I thought you were looking at me like
No,
you had
no,
something to
I
say,
mean,
like I was talking out of context. I'm like, what?
No. I just
Yeah.
had, I guess
It's insane.
evidently they've got it figured out. Still, I guess that's what he said. He still runs a six shooter, right?
No, you talking about Steve? No, he joked about it. He said they have a fuel tech with mechanical
Oh,
fuel
it's fuel
injection.
tech with mechanical.
Yeah, just to give you a perfect analogy.
Oh,
real
I,
bikes
th-
are-
I thought
No,
he
no,
meant
no.
that they did not have fuel tech.
No, he has fuel tech with a
Oh,
mechanical
oh,
fuel.
okay,
Steve,
okay.
you're
He
welcome.
just
to-
doesn't have electric.
No, and to
Electronic
bring a
vehicle.
parallel for the drag cycle in cars, my personal opinion, Mitch Brown has a fuel tech on his Top Fuel bike tuned by Todd Martin with mechanical fuel injection. So it's not fuel injected. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Kind of.
So yeah, it's kind of like almost state of the art, but not. You know, and I'll be quite honest with you, like you said, Vince, it's like going to the fucking moon. He's not wrong. I'm telling you, I started looking at them graphs. I felt like I was gonna do a
I like all
skin
that
graft
stuff,
on
though.
somebody in surgery. I mean, you would love that shit. Your mind works differently than me. I'm the put me in coach.
Contrary to what you say, Michael Keeler.
I'm the put me in coach, Alan. I don't know if you realize that about me now. Like we joked about earlier, I'm the guy. I'll shine the wheel when I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. If it's not my wheelhouse, it's not me. You know, Alan, are you a full blown like engine guy? Like you can tear your shit apart and put it back together?
Alan's lazy.
Yeah, but I don't like to.
He's lazy and old. He's lazier and older than I am.
Yeah, no. If
No,
I had the
he's
knowledge,
lazier
I
and
would do
younger
it.
than I am, is what I should say.
If I had the knowledge, I would do it. I don't have the knowledge. Don't want the knowledge. Don't give a fuck. At this point in my life, like it's not my
Yeah,
wheelhouse.
well, I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, well,
You either
know,
went home or you fixed it.
Listen,
right.
you were over there sipping cups while we were ripping that head off and trying to figure out how to get the lifter out.
First off, I wasn't sipping cups. I was polishing wheels.
Bullshit.
No,
Well,
Mark, please.
They
We
should've
had, we
been
had
so
more to
smart
do than
to
just
put
that
on-
because they had to
you
get
should
the
have told
transmission
us
out
that.
too.
for me. I help with the transmission.
Yeah, look, and the little tools we needed to get, he knew who was still up at midnight to find them damn tools.
Come
Yeah,
on,
so,
Alan.
I mean, between that, pulling the transmission out, pulling the converter out,
I
mean,
had
it was all hands
people.
on
I
deck,
brought
so.
people to help that did know. I mean,
But I will say,
what?
the old crab had his little flip flops on, and whatever the hell his captain and whatever the hell he was drinking.
Right.
Oh,
There
Crabby
you go.
Crabtree over there. The old curmudgeon. Get off my lawn, Alan.
Yeah. So what the fuck, Alan?
No, Alan's quiet now.
Why are you getting quiet, Alan?
Yo, I always racing's done. My flip flops go on.
Look, I'm
Oh,
a gamer, man. I'll put the time in, but I also know what lane I'm in, and it isn't putting engines together. In my motorcycle career and my car career, which is very short lived, hopefully it's longer now that Mark is allowing me to drive his car, I brought spare complete engines. I can change the motor. The end. That's it. And it isn't about being privileged. That's my wheelhouse. And there's your level of my know-how. Put another
Well,
bullet
but
in.
you were running at that level, Phil.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
if you've got the resources to do it, and you're going to try to run up top.
Yeah.
I just never had the resources to do it. I
Yeah.
had spare pistons and stuff.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I didn't have all that.
Yeah.
I didn't have change valves and all that kind of
Right.
stuff at the track. But
I had a
the
funny
lapping
moment.
valves on the back on the table in the trailer.
Here's a total different perspective, Alan, and I'll just say this just to say this. I picked up 2 of my 4 engines I have, motorcycle world, but it's still engines. And I've got 1 3/4 motors for my brand new Top Sportsman motor or Top Sportsman bike that I'm building that on motor should run like 760, 770s. If I spray it, it's endless. We all know that. But my engine man goes, well, do you want me to put this whole, it's everything but a cylinder head. In bike world, we only have 1 cylinder head. We don't have 2. I think everybody knows that. So, meaning it's not a V motor. So I go, he goes, you want to take the spare transmission? I go, are you going to get in the box with it? He goes, what? I go, dude, I don't know how to fucking change this shit. Like, no, leave it here. So why for me to take a $2,000, $2,500 spare transmission to feel all warm and fuzzy? If I don't know how to change it, it's pointless. So now leave it here.
Yeah.
That's the level
could've
of this
polished
guy.
it.
Go ahead.
You
But-
could have polished it.
You're right.
Mike
You're
Hill
right.
said you're rich, we're poor. Oh man. Oh,
Talking
Mike.
about me or you?
He can't be talking about me.
Hey, I'm not rich.
Not this guy. Look, Mike's been at this PDR racing with me with my engine and had to pull. Oh man, started up, ready to go testing on a Thursday.
Yeah.
What's that water on the ground? Huh?
Yeah.
And I just put the head on there,
Oh fuck.
and
Yeah.
it wouldn't seal up,
Oh shit. Yeah.
and it's just dripping. And they just called first round, pull the head off,
Damn.
try to seal it back up, put it back on.
Yeah.
Wait a little bit, let it seal up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because there's a chiller in there, you can't put
Sure.
a block seal in it.
Right.
Start it up again. Run it. Drip. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Get some more silicone. We're gonna use some different stuff. Had to put like ultra gray on it, which I just hate to put on anything because then you can't get the goddamn head
Yeah, I
back
know.
off.
Yeah.
Put that on there and made one run. Went out there, chattered tires, and okay, well, man, tomorrow we're just gonna give it to it. So,
Yeah.
What-
I guess I'm blessed or, just set myself up to, I get in where I fit in, and my fit in is changing complete motors. So
no, we're not. We don't plan to do any of that. That's not in the plan.
that's
not
how
in
I
the
pro
wheelhouse.
mod car raced.
Yeah.
I had 3 blowers, 2 engines, 4 transmissions. I'm not bragging. These are just facts. We weren't changing gear sets. We were putting different transmissions in. I had 2 converters. I came to cave faces.
Well,
and-
you had a 53-foot trailer too. I mean, I got
Yeah.
some bullshit
I
from
did.
2003 that your man just put some brakes and shit on. So
Thank you,
anyway,
Steve. Thank
let
you,
me
Steve.
yeah.
If he's listening.
If he's
Thank you,
listening.
Steve.
Yes, thank you. So let me throw this out here for next week. Dwayne, you're gonna have to hold this one on to next week because we were supposed to have Ron Green on, and like I said earlier, he
That's
he had a
impressive.
previous engagement that he forgot about, so he couldn't be on today. Hold that question for next week for him.
Yeah.
I did talk to him on the phone about that, and I'll give you a nugget, a little tidbit that the way you have to apply power on the 10.5, that's the reason why you see a lot of that. in there.
Okay.
There's 2 different things that are going on. One is they're just not cars that are going to 60-foot well because you've got a lot of power and it's on a 33 10.5, so they'll tend to shake and act up if you try to get on it too quick.
Okay.
So if you look at the mile an hour they were running, mile per hour was what 190s.
I didn't see.
something like that. I don't know if I've got that.
What's the
Uh,
final with Nick Schroeder? What did it say?
What did he run?
Yeah. What did he run in mile an hour?
97,
Wow.
I think.
Congratulations, Nick. That's awesome.
So, but the way they have to apply the power because they have so much power.
Yeah.
Whether that's what, and I'm going to guess because
True.
we might dip our toes in the water here, but they have so much power once they get out and you get that tire set and it starts to get up on the tire.
Yeah.
Much like a big tire. Once it gets going,
Yeah.
it won't try to shake and then you can get after it.
Wow.
You've got to be real smooth with it because it's still only 10 inches,
Yeah.
and that 10 and a half, or it's 11 on a 16-inch rim, is now probably 9 and a half because
Okay.
it looks like a little bicycle tire,
Okay.
and you're just pouring it to it.
Yeah.
With the suspension, and there it goes up in the air.
Wow.
So
I'm excited for that ride.
So we'll see what.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
When he gets on here, hopefully next week, if we can get him on here and talk about
Yeah.
his escapades and that, I'd like to hear the difference between that and going pro 275 racing because one is about 2/10 faster on that
Wow.
radio.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
he's been. I don't know if he's been. I think he's been in the 70s.
I don't know. Yeah.
Not
I
really
can't
sure
speak on it.
but
That's awesome.
but anyway,
Tires the equalizer. I think everybody knows that.
yeah, and to further that,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it more of a tuner's race, in my opinion, rather than just a money grab. You know, whether the guy that's got the most cash is going to win. Granted, power is going to get you there, but those are the same numbers they were running 10 years ago.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
when Moses was running Mohawk,
Yeah.
and a couple of the other nitrous guys were running that up at Cecil County. They were running 4.0s, 390s. I mean, because you can only do but so much.
Yeah.
So it's, you got to be able to cut a light,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to go down the track. So
Sure.
there you go. Anyway, all right. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. Alan, you got anything to add before we get off?
Nah, but Ron Green, boy, I thought he had it going. I thought he was going to win it.
Really?
Yeah, he was he was on a good one, and once he rolled,
He was the
rolled
man
in
to beat
there,
that week,
It stood
that
up
last
and,
weekend.
I mean, even with wheelie bars, because he set the wheelie bars hot, so you don't kind
Hit
of
'em
want to
too
touch them.
soon.
That's more of a
Yeah.
safety thing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna guess if you watched, if anybody watched it, and you watched that '63 twin turbo car
Yeah.
that was
the
was like
maroon one that
yeah.
really stood him up. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you get to a point where, and I'm gonna guess maybe you don't, because you know you saw the 275 cars at Ducks races.
Yeah.
That they get up like that, and then all of a sudden the air gets up under them.
Yeah.
It's like opening a barn door at
Right,
170
without
miles an hour,
bars.
and then
Yeah,
you're
you're done.
flipped over. So
Yeah, you're done.
I don't know if it's necessarily the
Yeah.
fact that you got bars on there that maybe it won't do it, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, some of them just take off like this.
Yeah.
They don't do
Yeah.
that and
Yeah.
blow over. So,
Yeah.
know, better
Air
safe than
gets
sorry.
in, rips the front end off, and starts costing
Yeah.
everybody money.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, Al.
I appreciate you calling, Alan.
Thanks everybody else.
All right,
for,
fellas.
You have a good night, Alan.
Y'all
See
have
you
a
next
great
week,
night.
brother.
Okay. Have a good night, Al.
Bye.
Guys, I appreciate Steve King. Thank you for calling in, man. You know, you're a badass and taking 2 hours out of your time tonight. Thank you so much. Congratulations to yourself. Jeff Miller, Gene Pilot, Derek Ward, Jim Halsey. The list goes on in the DMV. I mean, Tommy Franklin, Nick Schroeder, like all those guys, man, really showed out.
And you know what? I've got to give a shout out to Enoch Love and the boys in Pro Stock.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they won it.
Oh, Enoch,
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
that's
The
a-
new Camaro?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that a mountain motor class?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
congratulations,
I
man.
don't even know what size they are. 820, I think,
Damn near
is the max, or
900 now?
830,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
that the fact that him and Matt Ganacci
Congratulations, man. Obviously, a
kick
clutch
the-
car. Yeah, obviously, because everything in Pro Stock still is. Right? Even
yeah,
in mountain
yeah,
mode?
they're all
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, forgive me for
Mhm.
my ignorance. I just want to clarify just to make sure that they hadn't changed anything. You could bring a converter in there. congratulations, man. I think it's great. The season's about to kick off. The sun's trying to shine, and so are we. So, I appreciate everybody. Anyone, if there's only 8 of you listening, which we all know there's way more than that, thank you for tuning in. Brian Lewis, thank you. We're going to have you on the show. We want to hear something from a West Coast perspective. So maybe next week we'll get you dragged on this show. And thank you, man. You're a good friend, and I appreciate you, interjecting and kind of showing out why people need to put their cars in the box and head out y'all's way. If you're all going to do a $125,000 race, well, hell, let's promote it, man. What's great for door car racing, I'm all about any kind of racing. I'm a huge fan of it. So, when I say any kind in the wheelhouse of what people are doing. I'm a huge bracket racer. I love bracket racing just as much as I love class racing, to be determined, in grudge racing. So this is new to myself, new to Mark, and we're getting our feet wet. Right?
Yep, absolutely. Sorry, I was trying to find a picture of Matt and Enoch Love's car, Matt Giagrande. I think he works at Ram, I believe.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And so he's been driving a bunch of different stuff over the years, and
good deal.
He kicked good ass there. I mean, that's and that was a really tough field.
Really?
Well, pro stock is always tough anyway.
Always.
You're
tight.
You've got to be the best of the best in there with clutch and gear ratios and the air.
Yeah.
Because you don't have like nitrous or overdrive and all that other.
You got to figure it out.
Crap that you can figure out in there. Well, I guess in what you guys do, you don't have overdrive. You just I don't know, timing or whatever you do.
Everything is timing and fuel curve.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway.
Yep.
Enough of all that. We've burned y'all's ears enough tonight. We've been on about 2.5 hours here.
Guys, thank you so
Chopping it up.
much. Anyone willing to listen, thank you, man. We're just we're trying to talk about pertinent topics and what's going on in the drag racing community, whether it be cars or bikes.
Yep. And as the season goes on, because we really haven't had. I think Mike Hill had a race at House of Hook, maybe.
I don't know.
I didn't see anything. I didn't see a whole lot of coverage on Facebook about that. So sorry about that, Mike. If you're watching, I'll see if I can find some report on that next week.
Yeah, we can talk about it next week.
But yeah, so anyway,
yeah,
more to come soon.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty, you guys have a good night.
Good night.
And thanks for watching.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth
shit my way, so you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way, so you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.